It should be on now. If you guys want to come in, it's on Discord. I put the link for everybody to come in if they want to pop in. My bad, my bad. I forgot I had this other mic on earlier. Yeah, a lot of changes on YouTube past like week and a half. They now have like your stuff sorted from like videos to lives to shorts, all kind of stuff. Yeah, I use the add everybody thing too on Discord in case anybody wants to pop in. Burp, 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 burp. It might help if I hit play on my own end, huh? Holy cow, what is going on with this thing? There we are. Oh, hold on. I gotta find who it is. All right, got you guys coming. You guys will have to unmute yourself and start your cameras, though. I just have it set up that way.
Yo.
What's up?
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to talk about that Crown Royal. That's interesting as fuck.
I know the cheat code on it.
That's interesting.
Damn.
They do it every year. XRCs were that way before. There's been tricks all through the thing, like through select football. I think Optic had one, but it's not hard. You just have to be able to catch the breakers flash in the code to figure it out real quick. I mean, but this year's Crown Royale, it's nothing to figure out. If you
Gotcha.
could get about 3 snapshots of ones that are pulled, then get like 1 or 2 and not pulled, it's easy.
Gotcha. That is insane, though. That, like, because the thing is, like, before, it wasn't public common knowledge, I would think, unless I'm wrong.
Well, not a lot of people knew about the XRC trick a long time ago. That was mostly like discrete between breakers and stuff like that, but we always broke full cases.
Oh, gotcha.
So nowadays, nobody really breaks full cases, and it can be scam.
Yeah.
The big thing used to be is we would go to shows, and you'd have a guy put like 4 boxes out there, and you could see the serial numbers. You could pick the good hits out. It was a simple thing. It was almost like Upper Deck hockey back in the day. It's during Fedorov and Murray's rookie year.
Yeah.
The extended series, there were 4 packs that were turned upside down. Those 4 packs were your hits.
Ooh.
Now, there's a ton of old tricks like that. But I mean, Panini's been doing that for many years now. I don't know if it's on purpose or what, but if you can figure out their coding, you can figure out which boxes. I guess you'd call it your hot box or your case hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kaboom would be the case hit.
What's up, Teddy?
But yeah, I would definitely assume, you know, it has something to do with the whole production run, as far as like it's like a numbered like thing where basically that specific numbering, of course, is when they're in production. That's what gets stickered, all that. And assuming they've been doing the same process for many years, if it's a common thing for the past.
I mean, you could do it on what was it? Absolute Blasters, I believe, too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Was
So
it
it's not-
Blasters or Hangers? One of the two had it. But like I said, you got to be able to pull it. Then you have to sit there and look at the serial numbers and find the pattern. Like, but this year's Crown Royal, when I did it and looked at it, it was so simple. You can't mess it up.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, I know guys that cracked that a couple days ago onto the thing. It might have been longer. It might have been last week on the Kaboom thing.
Yeah.
Because
I find those cards ugly and shit. I don't like Kabooms.
oh, see, they were awesome back in the day. They used to come out of studio. They were pure case hits, no retail crap, nothing like that. And they figured it out back then. I can't remember if it was the first year or second year of KABOOMS on Studio. So I ended up getting free boxes from Dave and Adams from buying full cases. You used to get like a box or two for free. And lo and behold, I ended up getting 2 boxes. I'm like, I think these are the cracked ones. And I pulled the Ben Simmons and Kobe Bryant. I think it was Kobe Bryant, maybe LeBron James, one of the two. I'd have to go back and look. I know one was Ben Simmons because everybody was all goo goo gaga over it.
Yeah, that turned out well.
Formula
the Kobe's
One.
LeBron turns out well, but that Ben Simmons.
No, I sold the Ben Simmons, I think, for $300.
Yeah, I would get rid of it.
I can't remember if it was. I think it was Kobe that I had the Kaboom of because someone paid me $500 for it, and that was good money back then. I mean, that was almost like a piece of Bowman. Formula One in Vegas in a few weeks. Car Collector 2 be pumping that fake market. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
$500 then would probably be about $1,500 now.
It's a lot more for graded because back then you didn't grade Kabooms. If you would have graded those back then and held them, it'd be insane.
I just like the color blast. I can't do the Kabooms or the downtowns or any of that.
The only way I mess with like all the Kaboom stuff is like all the like old like artage ones where it's not like the graphic like redone ones where it's a screenplay on there where it was the actual artist on there that actually drew it or made the player on there, like the original LeBron, the original Kobe, like what you guys are talking about. Like those are like ones where I feel like there's some like attributes there that actually are like cool and adds to it. I think it's a little much sometimes with the whole Kaboom thing, but I mean,
I do like the black color blast more than the white though.
Yeah. I would totally agree with you on that.
The whites are nice, but the blacks that just pop a lot better to me. I think I just like the black ones.
Yeah.
I don't know, Teddy. Jeff Wilson's out there talking about cards losing value now.
Yes, I saw that.
No shit, really?
He's chasing. He needs them views to pay for stuff. You know, he's got to let more people go here eventually, unless he don't get them views.
Extra. Read all about it.
He's lost money on what he bought. Damn well.
Oh yeah. A lot of them
in his collection, he's lost almost probably 60,000 on.
Yeah, he lost his house on that Jordan PSA.
That's one. That's one. That's definitely one.
It's so interesting with him. Always like at the peak, he always says it's a great buy. At the bottom, it's sell. You know, it's very, very interesting. You know, it's like literally the like average stock, buyer and seller.
Well, I get a kick out of it because they keep pumping that what's it called, market movers or whatever.
The sky is falling, everybody. The sky is falling. Now they're like,
look, we do vintage on here. Had that little nerd guy that's on there. I don't know what his name is.
Tyler.
Oh, is that it? Yeah, that dude there, man. He irritates me. He reminds me. If you ever watched the Curse of Oak Island series,
yeah,
they trying to dig up for the gold. Okay, so you have the two.
Oh yeah.
The two old guys on there, and you have that young kid on there. Well, younger, probably in his 40s.
Yeah.
That dude is so annoying. He's like, oh, what? What? Really? Wow, look what we just got, guys. Hey, scuba divers, this is boat. What's going on? What'd you find? Oh, and it's just so fake. It irritates. Yeah. They need to get rid of him.
I will say, though, like, working and stuff there, I enjoyed him. He was actually my, like, full, like, he was just, like, right, basically. He was, like, my direct-to and stuff. I liked him as a boss and stuff, so again, there's like a personal thing there, but I can get where it definitely comes off like that, especially in the videos. It definitely comes off very much like that, I will say.
That's a pound of dirt right there. Wow, look at that pound of dirt. You're never going to see a pound of dirt better than that. It's not alkalite dirt, too. That's a good shit. That's good dirt right there. Look at that dirt. That's good dirt. I'm like, whoa, dude.
Damn.
That dude
how many Red Bulls did you have today?
Oh man, when they set him down with the Beyond Oak Island down in the caves, it was so irritating. I was hoping that he would get trapped in there. I mean, it's sad and probably like gonna give me a strike whenever, whatever happens after I die and stuff. But I was really hoping he'd get trapped down there. I can't stand him. He's so annoying.
Mm.
He's out there and he's just the guy that has to throw fake emotion everywhere and wants to be part of everything.
Mm.
He's like, yeah, look what we found. Dude, you didn't find that. You were sitting on top of a damn boat playing with the radio. The scuba divers, the dude over there with the sonar, they all found it, not you. You're not even part of their group. They just let you tag along to make a video.
It is fantastic though. Hearing everybody saying, "Oh, the car market's dead," blah blah blah. It's gonna be nice when all those people are out of this hobby. The ones that came in trying to make their quick buck. The only ones that are gonna survive are the ones that have been doing it their entire lives or been doing it for 15 years. It's these fly-by-nights are gone, and I'm loving it.
And the thing is, I will say, being a part like collector, part like flipper investor, that type of thing, not quote unquote that there should be investing. It's sports cards, if anything. But in the same sense of like being somebody that is on the younger end, only being 20, and still being in the card market since like I was a little kid. Like it's something I've been normalized to. I didn't come in during the whole like sneaker pump thing and all that.
Yeah, but you're not.
It's definitely nice.
Hype.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
hype.
crazy. Everybody in my age bracket's only the flippers and stuff. That's it.
Of course,
like it's just purely that. And a lot of a lot of the people for around me, actually specifically with the sneaker stuff, came in because the sneaker market was actually crashing at the time. Because the thing is, it was around early 2020, which is basically matched up exactly with the whole car market stuff. Is like literally the the sneaker flip game. It was falling like so much, and so the thing is, so many people were just coming over because it's like less like inventory space, all that type of stuff, less basic overhead. It was just such easy like money at the time. And it's just all those people are now leaving. It's like hell yeah, like actually like having good like collectors, good stand up people that aren't just in it just for the money, but just in a sense that they actually enjoy collecting, they actually enjoy the cards, or they enjoy what they do. It's
Teddy,
definitely nice to see.
The thing with that is, it's all about speaking the positive. We're going to make those videos and shun everybody who's talking anything bad about the hobby. Whether you're showing a scam or, hey, look here, this is a trim card. We're just going to throw shame.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bunch of those guys because they're searching for content. And it's sad I got to talk like a YouTuber here in a way, but that's what they do. I mean, look, when I put the video out on Card Shows Dying, look how many people had to do videos to try to piggyback.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's people can't come up with original ideas, nothing at all.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, I feel like if there was like a Jeff Wilson, but somebody that wasn't just pumping the market, it would really help like the hobby. It would help grow it in a positive, non-pumpy type of way. Like the thing is somebody with actual like full on like video background, or somebody with like creative like insight and stuff like that. Does YouTube as a full-time thing, because the thing is there's tons of like famous YouTube people that do like the whole video stuff, but they just open packs. It's not like the card side of it. It's just opening packs into collecting, which is perfect itself. But yeah.
Well, if you look right now, okay, I got it was earlier today from GTS. It's their flash sale that they do every so often, every day, every other day. Select Basketball has always come out now at like $800, $1,200 a box. They're trying to get rid of it for $490 plus your 2% you got to pay for using a card. So basically like, $500 a box. And then I just happened to look at, because there was nothing with soccer on. It was like F1 Racing, Garbage Pail Kids, Select Draft Picks, Collegiate Football, $110 a box. Mosaic T-Mall Basketball, $65 a box. And I just happened to look at it and I just laugh at it, because I even had an email like, hey, you want any more Allen and Ginter? We can give you more boxes for $94.50 a box. And that's what we have to pay, plus 2%.
Yeah.
So basically we'll just say $96.50.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why would I do that? I mean, I think they're only selling for $110, $120. I mean, I'll just take my one box. I don't need it.
Yeah. Man. And the thing is, I was saying recently, I've seen this like card market wise as far as the whole like sports card YouTuber stuff. Everybody's now on the whole like overprinting thing. Originally, it was like fear mongering and all that. And the crazy thing is, there's the whole like what's it? It's in crypto. It's a common term in crypto. But the thing is that basically it's a negative term used for people criticizing certain types of like scammy cryptos, as far as like demeaning you. They berate your content if you call them out, type of thing. And as of late, it's been similar in cards. Like people are now starting to, if you criticize them, you're a hater, you're that type of stuff. It's not constructive and stuff. It's starting to become in the same sense of like how those scammy cryptos were with all the card stuff. It's like weird in a sense where it's like, how is it negative that I'm giving constructive criticism to stuff that you could learn on and evolve it as a person and a content creator?
You can't criticize those people.
Exactly.
Nobody. You can't criticize them. They know everything. They're perfect.
Exactly.
I mean, they've been in the hobby for 30 months.
Years ago about that same exact thing. When I started talking about trim cards, showing scams on box breaks, case breaks, and all that, I had emails from people, and I'm like, I don't really care. I would rather educate somebody, and if it sounds like it's put it down, it's like, no, it's a beware thing, because if you get caught in this with your hard-earned money, you're going to be screwed. You're going to hate life. You're going to hate cards.
Lily. Come here, Lily.
And I had 8 hate emails, a bunch of them come through in the last 2 years. It's not so much now because everybody's now talking about it. I was talking about overproduction whenever they made select football and basketball into retail. I'm like, they're oversaturating. Look how many cards there are out there. Look how many PSA 10s.
Yeah. Or the thing is, let alone now, all just like I think the epitome of that is like the comparison between Donruss and basically Optic right now. Like basically Donruss and basically Optic of 2021 basketball for like a good sense. I mean, literally, it's sitting on shelves right now. And for the last 2 years, you would never have thought that Optic or Donruss out the door, gone. That stuff is sitting nowadays. Optic is stuck at 25 and the things that didn't release, but like a couple months ago. Before, that stuff would have been pumped up. And the stuff just sitting on shelves nowadays. Prism, like literally there's cello boxes just sitting there, or megas. Like it's getting to the point to where it's just so much. It's
never enough.
For these pumpers, it's not. Oh yeah,
it's never enough.
Buy every Cade Cunningham based Donruss. Trust me, they'll work well for you.
Teddy, I think the fractional card thing, I think maybe one company will survive on it.
Oh yeah.
But the rest of them will all go belly up.
Oh yeah.
The one company that'll survive is because they have very rare cards. Mm-hmm. And eventually somebody's going to want to buy them. But here's the thing. Who is the genius that's comping those cards?
Exactly.
You give a value daily of ups and downs like stuff.
Mr. Wilson.
Say we do it every Monday and Friday, whatever it may be, Tuesday and Friday. It'll be when we redo the values. You have to have smart people that know how to seriously comp. There's so many people who don't know how to comp a card. Yeah. Especially when you can't find anything out there. Then they're like, well, there's nothing out there. Like, well, what's similar to it? Look around. You got to really use a lot of knowledge onto it. But who's doing that to show ups and downs, or are they just letting it sit there at whatever value it is and let people just make up prices on how to sell their share?
And the thing is,
there's a legal law behind it. I remember them talking about, because they had to get all kinds of sanctions to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, Logan Paul doesn't even talk about that company. He's through it all anymore.
Yeah. And the thing is, I remember it was a couple of weeks ago on the stream. Like basically, we were basically initially talking about all of those like fractional share stuff, and basically we were just quickly comparing some of the prices. A lot of them are terribly different. And the thing is, some of those cards, it's not even rare shit. It's like the very liquid, very available stuff, like Patrick Mahomes Prism rookies and stuff. Like Marketeer. But you know what? If you're buying fractional share, we're gonna charge you even more because we don't know how to keep up with prices. And then on top of that, if somebody's going into buying fractionally, it doesn't show as well on the thing. Especially if you're going into buying fractional shares of like a common available Patrick Mahomes card. You're probably just buying off a hype based off other people telling you, or also you just don't know the market. You just don't know your follower.
I hate the word liquid. I hate that.
Oh, I feel that.
Oh, Teddy, that's PWCC that does it. So basically, if I put cards in the vault, I could take X amount of dollars out. I forget what it is. It's like I think 60 or 80% out in money. And what they want you to do is reinvest. And then when you can't pay it back, they're going to sell your card, get your money, and then you get what's left over, but you'll take a loss. See, that's why I said, like, if you were starting a fractional company up and if you got like real rare cards, I'm talking like Mickey Mantle rookies, like PSA 8 or something like that out there, and you put kind of stuff like that there and you tailored it just to very rare cards, eventually somebody's going to buy it. But I think whenever they started doing their transactions, some of those guys use crypto on doing that on their fractionals. So what I would have did it a different way and not play with crypto. And I would have just did like how my slabs is 1% buyer fee, 1% seller fee whenever you sell your share. And that's it. But I mean, then you have your buyout situations and stuff like that, but you have a better chance of the buyout being at a good value of a Mantle rookie versus a Patrick Mahomes silver rookie from Pro. They're all silvers that year. Prism.
Yeah,
rookie.
Exactly. It's not rare.
No, and
every Prism card from that year, the base one is a silver.
Those guys, they're going to be the ones that go out of business because when that card keeps going down, and a lot of other cards, I mean, what was it? The Herbert NT went down like $30,000.
Yep.
I mean, just think about that. If you had a Herbert NT rookie in there, and we'll just say you fractioned it at 90,000, now it's worth 60. So everybody's shares realistically should have went down a third. I don't know how they do it. I would love to get one of these fractional companies on here and tell me how they come up with the values and how often they change it like a market or not.
Yeah.
Or do you just have it on there and people just like a sports card, you can make up any price it is on there. They buy and sell at different levels. Yeah. And you just wait for a buyout to accept.
It's kind of like Logan Paul buying the $5 million illustrated card. I mean, you can price that however you want, and just like he just priced like whatever. Now that's a card where it's like whatever. I mean, there's only one of them. It's like the most sought after Pokemon card. But so in the same sense, they were doing it for basically everything else. Like we saw, like the quote unquote, I'll say liquid just because it's easy to find comps, and that's what and that's why I mean it's an overproduced, easy to sell card, because the thing is all the kids and stuff easily buy it because it's easily available and they know what they can flip it for. That's why I usually mean by liquid, because it's usually always the kids that are trying to flip cards and all that stuff. They're like, that's a liquid card because there's so many sales of it, so they know what they can sell it for because they don't know how to comp well. Liquid. And so the thing is, like with it, even with those cards, they don't know how to price it. That tells you anything about these companies. It's
I just think there's going to be a lot of craziness still going on. And some people, are like, well, maybe people are holding out for Fanatics. I think you're stupid if you're holding out for Fanatics to release product.
Oh yeah.
Because what happens if they oversaturate? What if we don't like what they're doing with the product and stuff? Now you're holding more and more value on stuff when I could have went out and bought stuff cheaper. Now all of a sudden that stuff back then goes up. Yeah, I mean, really, when I sit there and think about stuff that I even thought was stupid in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, it somewhat eventually caught on because somebody pumped it because they got a bunch of followers or whatever they're called anymore out there. People who watch their stuff.
Yeah.
But the stuff never, ever had a movement onto it. I was telling Joey the other night, I have the Charter Stadium Club sets. They're like the members only from basketball, because I still got two of the members only with the Shaq rookie year. And they come in binders with a certificate and all that stuff. Nobody wanted that stuff. We were buying them at like I think the basketball might have been like $50 or $60 a bind, or maybe 100. I can't remember. It was cheap. The hockey, I remember buying them at $39.95. And now the stuff's insane, especially if you grade it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, we even moved into grading stickers. I mean, look, Joey showed me a Stanley Cup hologram. It's out of 5,000. I know I have a couple of them somewhere in my closet. I didn't know they were selling for that amount from 1990-91 Pro Set. I mean, mine actually went straight from the pack into the sheets, and I know I have a few of them. And the only reason, like we were talking about, is I was from an area that was pro hockey, so they're opening up the stuff where his area might not have been real big in hockey. I mean, think about it. A lot of the hockey stuff was broken around the big teams back then. There wasn't a whole lot of hockey collectors. You had to have like a hockey team in your town that people followed and wanted to get into, or you're from Canada, one of the two.
Yeah.
Because I remember I went up to Michigan. Was it Michigan? I think it was Michigan, or it might have been Illinois. So I had a bunch of American product like the Yager Rookie Year Score and Upper Deck. We were trading it with Canadians for one-on-one boxes because I knew I could take that French stuff back to the local card shows and get 3 times as much, just like they could for a box.
See, hockey wasn't popular around my area, which was crazy considering that during that time we had Gretzky in LA as the Kings. So I mean, Gretzky was popular, but it wasn't like, oh, new hockey's out, guys, go get it. I was buying hockey, and I bought tons of that Pro Set. Never hit the freaking Stanley Cup hologram.
Like I said, I have I think they're either 50 or 100 card plastic slide cases I have to find somewhere in there. But there are all the old Fleer Ultra inserts from like, I want to say 90-ish basketball through maybe 97, 98, somewhere in there. And I would just stack them in there. Now, granted, there was no Jordans, and those Jordans were in binders to begin with, but I don't even know what else is in there. I got to go through and look at all that stuff. I've made it through like half of what I've had. And if I stopped buying, I could actually do it. Of people being like, hey, you want to buy, all these cards? And I'm like, yeah. Recently, I was unloading them all in DC. I just got tired of looking at them all. Let's just start stacking like DC, 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 DC.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember the stamp books. I still have a 19, I want to say it's 86, where there was a sticker book. You had to place a sticker inside. And I still have a bunch of the stickers from that year. I think it was 86. It might have been 87. I'll have to look and find it. But remember the old plastic pencil cases that you would get to put all your stuff in for school in elementary school? I have one of those that are just full of stickers.
Well, I came across a bunch of old Peachy stickers, some hockey. No one crazy though, unfortunately.
But those sticker things used to be the chase to fill a book up.
I guess Mike Gardner is probably the best one out of these. There really isn't much as a players on here.
It just takes a lot of time and go through stuff like that there and actually know what you're looking for.
Oh, yeah.
I take that back. Cam Neely.
Yeah, the 4 little circles on one, then they went to 1 sticker per. Yeah, I have a bunch of that stuff. Even when I was ripping wax from those, like back in the 80s and stuff, I still got stacks of those stickers. Heck, I don't know how many jigsaw puzzles complete from Don Russ. Man, this whole thing with YouTube has all changed completely on here.
I noticed that too.
Well, they changed it about a week and a half ago. I got to one of the first updates. So when you go to the main page of somebody, you now have videos, lives, and shorts are all separate. So I've been trying to figure out shorts. I kind of understand the concept of it, but it's just me cutting down old videos into making shorts.
Yeah.
But like my screen now in front of me is completely changed since I went live last week Friday again, because I'm looking at it going, what the heck is all this stuff?
Mm.
I mean, there's a lot more buttons on here for me. It even allows me to donate to myself on here. I'm not lying. I could
so you can fake donate now.
show your
Interesting.
support for extreme card breaks. I was clicking a minute ago and I was going to send myself a super chat money thing. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to start that crap.
Hey Teddy, they do have those cloth cards. They're actually the new Topps Heritage stuff. They actually do have the cloth in theirs as inserts.
Ginter comes out next week. Oh, no, 2 weeks, the 18th, I think.
Ginter does? Ugh.
Yeah, because they offered me more boxes at like $96.50 a box. I'm like, no, I'll just take my one. I'm good.
Hmm.
Why would I
Just
buy
the-
more? It's not
just-
going to do nothing for me.
Just the fish and the horses and the fillers and all that shit. I'm like, no.
Did you hear what I said? They were selling select basketball for hobby right now.
You said like 500 or something,
Yeah,
right?
I didn't know if he heard it. 500 a box. That
500
used
a
to be
hobby?
double. Yeah, it used to be double every year it came out.
Wow.
The wax prices are dropping. Panini Select draft picks, collegiate football is 110. Well, basically like 113 because
do
you got
my
to pay
best?
2%. Huh?
Can I do my best Jeff Wilson impersonation? The sky is falling, everybody. Now is the time to buy the wax.
Tony, it's going to drop more. It's going to
You
drop a
know,
lot.
it's crazy. I saw on what's his face. It's young. It's like the young guy. Sports card invest. He's a different guy. Have you guys seen him before? I don't know if you guys seen his stuff, but basically he does like he has a subscription program where people can pay for his card picks, kind of like what Jeff Wilson used to do.
Oh,
And so
That's
basically
beautiful.
he's like, buy wax right now and all this stuff. Like he just made the video like 2 days ago. I'm like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Because the thing is he kept saying to buy like 2020 Prism like hobby boxes and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't know about that one, Chief.
that's why I loaded all that wax. I traded all for vintage.
Yeah.
Literally, my buddy hooked me up. I mean, I really hooked him up, but he brought me the vintage and I just swapped it all. I was like, I'm taking it all. I'm just keeping this stuff here. He wanted that stuff by like 84 tops. It's sealed football and stuff. I'm like, no, that I'll keep. But the Luca rookie year stuff, it would trigger me to open it. The Zion Morant rookie year stuff.
Oh yeah.
I was like, nah, just take it all. And I even think took some other stuff that I had too. I'm like, yeah, just take it. I'll do all this. I'm like, I'll just take the vintage cards because now I just cleaned another row out. I can get back another section in the old closet.
There you go. Yeah, it's crazy because the thing is, it's weird to think about, but not too long ago, again, I'm assuming you guys know, but like with the whole Jeff Wilson selling card picks, you know, it's kind of, you know, I basically equate in basically my own head to the whole like selling sports betting picks. You know, it's very, very similar. It's like, you know, just paying me to tell me what cards I should invest in, and more than half the time they all go down. Because, you know, it's common logic that they try to use for these things when the market, it's a lot of irrationality. They're sports cards. You can't rationale something that's so irrational why somebody would buy it for so much.
I
You
feel
said Bull, man, we
Bobo, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, that's a great
Bull
example.
was one. There was a bunch of others that he started popping off with. And we used to send, I think it was like $8 or $10 a pop because I had a bunch of stuff that was sitting here graded because you would just take chances on dudes here or there.
Yeah.
And I had some of the stuff. I remember popping it on there and I'm like, go town, dude. Well, who's next? Pick another name out of your fantasy bunch that's going up, and I will send that off to be sold if I don't do it myself on eBay.
Yeah.
I
Bobo's
feel
selling good right now because the thing is he's actually playing like something. He's actually playing, and the thing is, all the guys with their card stuff, they're all just pumping it up now because they had so much Bobo. Like, they paid so much for their Bobo at the peak of the market and stuff. And so the thing is, they're all pumping it up so that they can sell it off. I've seen that a lot recently, too.
I feel that Will Greer is 4 times
The investment,
a
Kyler
better
Murray.
investment than Kyler Murray.
Best statement I've ever heard in my entire life. Nothing can beat that.
I
Thank God.
feel Deshaun Watson is a better investment than Patrick Mahomes.
Wonder how that worked out for him,
Oh yeah.
especially when he was out there buying Mahomes stuff after he said that. In other words, you're telling me is buy what you're selling so you can buy stuff that you'd want to buy quicker and hold on to, then flip it again.
Basically.
I'm trying to look who that rookie is from the Magic everybody's chasing right now.
Franz Wagner.
No. It's the rookie this year. Is it
Franz
Paulo
Wagner?
Benchera?
Yeah,
Paulo
Banchero. Yeah, the thing is, he has his like tops instant stuff, and all that stuff skyrocketing because the thing is, it's his only card, so everybody's just desperate to buy shit.
No, he's out in another card right now too. It's
Is he?
Chronicles Draft.
It's something.
I think it's Chronicles. I think it's Chronicles Draft because I know that just.
But he's averaging 21.8 points a game, so he's going to get hyped up.
Yeah.
Well, with the Magic, I mean.
Well, ever since Holmgren's out for the season, that was like the other guy that everybody was going to hype up.
And then also being a Pacers fan, it's nice to see. But Benedict Mathurin, I mean, that guy is. Woo.
You don't like Duarte?
I don't know if you've seen his stuff. He is what?
You don't like Duarte?
No, I mean the thing is he's so hot and cold, and the thing is he's already 25 and he was just a rookie last year. So being a Pacers fan, I'm very iffy. I hope he does well. Do not get me wrong. I hope he does well more than not, but I don't believe in him as much as some of our other guys like Halliburton, Jalen Smith, those guys.
Score as a season average over 20 points a game. Never.
Never. Yeah, because the thing is, I know Mathurin's averaging about 23 right now himself.
Who's that?
Benedict Mathurin. He's the shooting guard for the Pacers.
Yeah, I think his was like right around 20. I just looked at because I always try to grab stuff Pacers for the shows because Halliburton's like leading the team right now.
Yep. Halliburton's market has came up a little bit, but it hasn't actually came up a crazy time because the thing is, not everybody actually like keeps up with the Pacer stuff. It takes a while for the news to get out.
Well, they're also really, I think, what's their record, like 3-5?
Exactly. It's a market team. They're not playing well record wise, but if you actually watch Pacer games, he's amazing at passing and stuff. Let alone just like playmaking and stuff. So
they're doing better than the Lakers.
I don't know if that's a mark I want to be compared to. I don't know if that's. But yeah.
Hey. Doing better than the Lakers. That's all you can say. There you go.
Doing better than LeBron, which
this
so
will
many
be the
years.
last year of LeBron on the Lakers, because soon as his son, I think his son gets drafted next year, right?
Bronny, he's gone down the whole like his stock's been lowered actually by his younger brother. Actually, his younger brothers actually stole the spotlight actually.
Because the thing is the LaMelo.
Lonzo
effect.
Exactly.
And then you had the third ball too, 3 balls.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, their younger son, I forget his name. But the thing is, he's like 2 years younger, and then the thing is, he's already 6'6" right now, or something like that. So he's and things he's doing really really well. And so
I can't wait for Bron to get drafted because that's where LeBron will go, and that'll be LeBron's last year, and we'll never have to worry about it again.
Well, that's why I said I think he's eligible next year to be in the draft. If it's not next year, it's the year after, but I'm pretty sure it's next year.
I very likely doubt he gets drafted out of high school.
Honestly, no.
I don't think he will.
Some team might take him in a second round.
The only team that's going to take him in the second round is going to be a bottom-dwelling team who wants to sell tickets because they know if they get Bronny, they'll get LeBron. That's it.
That helps. Hey, that owner could be greedy for money.
Brooklyn. Kyrie will be gone and Garnett wants out. That whole
Garnett doesn't.
Garnett?
Not Garnett. I mean, fucking Durant. He wants out. I'm like, you know what? That team just needs to get broken apart. Go somewhere. I'm just like, that experiment didn't work.
No, did not. The thing is, the thing is too. I also very much like wonder about Kevin Durant's like long term viability. The thing is, he's again one of the greatest of all time for basically a lot of the teams that basically he played for. But the thing is, like long term viability wise for like his base Chrome rookies and stuff like those are doing about bad condition ones are doing about like 180. Decent condition ones are doing about 250, 280 in that range.
I put it this way: would you rather have a Durant, or would you rather have a Garnett, or would you rather have a Duncan?
Market viability wise, I'd definitely rather have Durant because the thing is, more people keep up with him than per se Durant and Duncan did. But even though those guys are definitely, I think, in a lot of ways better. I think long term. The thing is, I never got to see those guys play as much because when I became a basketball fan, I was like in middle school when they were playing. So never got to really keep up with them as much. But the thing is, from the market now, it seems like Durant will definitely have a long term viability more and be seen as the better player.
I think Durant will because we're talking about gold medals. He basically carried
Team
USA this year. I mean, if it wasn't probably for that there and the championships and stuff like that there, I'd probably almost take Garnett.
Yeah.
But then again, his whole thing with his championships was the same thing. A bunch of studs on
Duncan,
team.
I like Duncan because they were all homegrown talent, just like the Warriors are. Ginobili, Parker, him, they were all drafted by the Spurs.
I'm just not a fan of Duncan, never was.
I am. I like Duncan because he was just one of those players who would just be consistent day in and day out. And he just never really said anything. I think that's why, because he was so like no personality wise. He was just really quiet. But the guy was a beast. I mean, he's probably one of the top 5 power forwards of all time.
I guess
there's a lot of better ones.
Statistical wise, he is. I mean, I think he won 3 or 4 championships with the Spurs. Even at David Robinson, who was a homegrown guy too. The Spurs just kept having good players along with it.
So I guess the question is for you guys though, connected to that, as far as the whole card print run stuff. Because the thing is, I didn't even live in the '90s, let alone know the card market as much as you guys would. So I guess the comparison is Durant's rookie was in about 2007. What's his rookie year? And his rookie cards, which again it wasn't printed as much because again 2007, the market was very much down. Well, again, Durant and Garnett, their rookies are basically in the 90s. So I guess long term viability wise, do you think Durant's rookie cards per se? Now this is gonna be a Jeff Wilson take. I'm just honestly wondering your guys' thought process here. As far as like, do you think Durant's at all going to outpace that, or do you think his rookie cards are going to rescind back to like the values like Tim Duncan or Garnett did?
His will go up. He has
I would think so.
Resume. Yeah. When he retires, you'll see a little bump. Hall of Fame, a little bump. I mean, it's not going to go up drastically unless he goes out there and breaks some crazy records now.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't even know how much LeBron's going to get a pump when he breaks the record coming up. I mean, his overall performance to me, he's lost a step.
Oh yeah,
he's really lost a step. And
the thing
I think his age and his conditioning or whatever he's doing, it's not up to where you had guys like, well, we'll just compare Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. Those guys, as they got older, they took into different types of conditioning to keep up with it. Just like if you look at Ichiro actually reached out to Tom Brady, and I think it was I can't remember if Ichiro asked the clubhouse who the hell Tom Brady was, or no, it had to be Ichiro. Yeah, he goes, "Who the hell is Tom Brady?" And he was like, "Oh, okay, I don't watch football," but he ended up getting with him on how as he's getting older, how he's changing his diet and everything like that there. But Jordan has his own personal freaking trainer for so long.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, he lived basketball all year round. He might take a week or 2 weeks off or something here or there, but dude was always playing. So when I look at that there, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think he's keeping up. And I think he's just there to, okay, I've done my stuff. I have all this stuff. Let me make some more money.
Yeah.
Break this record and then play with my kid and I'm done.
Yeah. Like going with the whole like me being a Pacers fan thing. I see it every freaking year because the thing is every year that basically he was on the Cavs or even the original Cavs, second time Cavs, or even the Heat. Basically every time he basically had a second win depending on the time of his career. Initially, of course, he had the bounce and all that stuff. The Heat, it was just such a dominant team. But the thing is, his second win on the Cavs, he was carrying teams that had jack shit as far as like overall team build up, but he still carried them. I would see him every year. They would sweep us, and then there was one year in 2018 where we went 7 or 6 games with them with like Oladipo. But the thing is, like they always like LeBron could always carry those teams for like a long time, and recently nowhere near. They would still win in the regular season, but just because of LeBron carrying them, his passing ability, and him as a player. Now, where the fuck are they? You know, it's.
I think once LeBron put himself with other people, he kind of took a step back to the point to where he didn't want to keep being the man that controlled it all. And I think that's partly where he went wrong. When you aligned yourself with Bosh and Wade, you're like, yeah, you know, it's okay. I can have an off night. They'll carry me.
Yeah.
Where you had people like Kobe and Jordan, they just didn't buy it. I'm not relying on everybody. I'm going to make them better was their attitude. I'm going to make every player on this team better. And if you ever listen to their interviews and the players around them interviews, that was their mentality. And that's a hard mentality to find to come out and say, I'm going to be the best. And I'm also going to make everybody on my team better. Whether I means I got to pass more, play more defense, help them get in position to score because I'm getting double teamed, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, here's my complaint. Here's my comparison on Jordan. Jordan won scoring titles. I think LeBron has won. Jordan also has defensive player of the year. LeBron, I don't think has any.
No.
Jordan played defense. He played offense. He was all around. He made his teammates better, and he did more with less. In my eyes, I mean, you had Horace Grant, which was a good forward. You had Pippen. Then after that, he never had a dominant center, ever. I'm sorry, Bill Cartwright was never a dominant center. Luke Longley was never a dominant center. He had decent perimeter shooters, Paxton, Kerr, BJ Armstrong, but he didn't have like they do now where, you know,
like a Klay Thompson or something like that.
Exactly, but they were all homegrown team, basically. But you don't have like how LeBron has it now with Anthony Davis. You know, he joins the Cavs where Kyrie and Kevin Love is. He makes a super team with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. You know, if LeBron actually won 1 or 2 titles with the Cavs when he first came out with the scrubs that he had on that team, I think differently of him. But he couldn't close the deal. How many championships does LeBron have?
4.
Yeah.
How many times has he been to the finals?
Oh, hell, I don't know. 7.
Fucking hell.
Here's the comparison. When everybody compares Jordan to LeBron, who's better? Let's say you go out with a girl.
Oh my God, I've heard this one before. My
exactly.
God. All right.
Exactly. You've heard it. Exactly. Think about that, though. It's true. Because if you've been there 4 times and you win it 4 times or 6 times, 100%, I'm sorry. And I understand basketball has changed from the 90s to now. Basketball back then was more defense. It was more dominant centers. It was more inside game. Now it's all perimeter because you got to think the scores back then, 94 was like crazy high. We're like, oh man, they scored 94 points tonight. That's crazy. Today, if you score 128, that's nothing. That's no big deal.
Keep in mind, I definitely agree that Jordan's best all time. No arguments there. Like, I'm not going to argue that at all.
And I'm putting Kobe at 2.
Okay.
I'm not putting LeBron in the top 2. Sorry.
Gotcha. So as a devil's advocate here, though, to just get your reasoning here, going back to the whole going back home type basic comparison for basically LeBron compared to Jordan. What about all those other years? Was he not trying to get there? I guess I'm trying to understand the rationale there. Between that argument, because the thing is, it kind of makes it sound like as if Jordan wasn't really trying to get there the other times, and he only tried those times where he got there.
Jordan tried every year to get to the finals. He was he was a focused animal who hated failing. Like Kobe, they hate failing. LeBron's like this. Oh, I'm gonna join the super team now. I don't have to do so much. Like, like Jason said, Jordan and Kobe, they wanted the ball. They wanted to take the last shot. They wanted all the heat on their back, but they also wanted to make everybody accountable. LeBron's like this. Oh, it's 2 seconds left. Pass. He don't have the killer instinct that Jordan and Kobe did. That could take over a game with 30 seconds left. It just LeBron. He's just. Don't get me wrong. He is a great player. Amazing player. Everyone says, "Oh, he's going to have the scoring record," and I was like, "Yeah, okay." He didn't go to college either, too. Jordan went to college for what, 3 years? Just think of how many points more Jordan would have had if he went to college. So I mean, and Kobe, I know he didn't go to college. He came out of high school, but
Jordan also took a break for baseball. Then he came back.
2 years.
He had nothing after the Bulls dynasty. And you got to remember, the Bulls dynasty going away was not his issue. That was a Krause thing.
Oh yeah.
So him coming back and playing for Washington, that honestly, he knew he was never going to win a championship. It was more just to go play basketball. That's all he wanted to do. I mean, the dude was old. He was still scoring 40 and 50-point nights back to back. I think one was like 4 nights straight he did it. It was unheard of for his age. And with nobody on the team.
No, there wasn't. And then for Jordan to do not one, but 2 3-peats. You 3-peat, take 2 years off to play baseball, come back and 3-peat again.
Well, he came back. You got to remember, and then they lost to the Magic because he came back with about a month and a half left in the season. So that there kind of, I got it, but I still believe that if he never left for baseball, they would have been running 9 years. I guarantee you, they would not have been beat that team.
No.
Fair enough.
You got to remember that the teams that won the championship when Jordan wasn't around was a repeat by the Rockets. No other team. It was basically 3 years of the Bulls, then the Rockets won 2 years, then the Bulls won 3 more. And the Rockets, they had a talented squad. You got Drexler, you had Hakeem Olajuwon, Robert Horry, Sam Cassell, Kenny Smith. They had players on that team. So they had a very, very good squad. But I don't think if Jordan didn't retire and play baseball for 2 years, I don't think the Rockets would have beat them. No, they wouldn't have. I think Jordan would have. Jordan, if he didn't play baseball, the Bulls would have been on an amazing run of like 8 or 9 years straight winning the championship because of how dominant Jordan was and how much he made everybody better. He made Kukoc what he was. Dennis Rodman came in and he actually worked. He made players better.
He made Scottie Pippen. I don't care what anybody says. Pippen was a small forward when they put him into it. He was decent, but Jordan pushed him over limit. And even when Jordan left, he was still a good player, but it was what he gained for knowledge and experience of playing with him. If you look, though, when Pippen was hurt, then it was that contract thing that very last year. They were hurt. Jordan had to rely on Rodman. It took a few, and then they finally got their sync. Then Pippen comes back into play. But the whole time that they were sitting there doing it, first, when Jordan comes in, the Celtics were the thing they couldn't beat because they were mighty and powerful when you looked at that Celtics team. I mean, Jordan went out there and broke the record in Madison Square Garden, most points scored. Then once they finally were able to develop a team, and because this is already, I think, going through into their second head coach during that time frame, They then run into the Detroit Pistons, who had the Jordan rule, just beat the shit out of Jordan. Every time he gets the ball, knock him down.
Every time he's in the paint, beat the shit out of him.
Weight trained, put on weight, which also meant the same time frame. Yes, he could still fly, but he was not flying like he used to be because you have more weight on you. But he still could do a lot of amazing stuff up there.
Mm-hmm.
Once that took him, I think it was like 3 years to finally beat Pistons. It was 3 years dominance. He leaves, partly due to his father's death and all this stuff. All of a sudden, he comes back. You know, he's like, man, we just got beat in the playoffs. But he goes, I wasn't at my game. He goes, we'll see what happens. He opened up that little league of his own, and he ran out of his own gym, bringing the best players in to play with him and against him. 3 years of dominance. I think it's going to be hard to ever mock how good they were. And when you really think about it, if you throw the Boston Celtics from back in the day with all their championships against the Bulls, I think we would see a freaking slobber knocker across the board in playoffs. And I really couldn't even tell you who would win. I would love to say Jordan's team would win because of his killer instinct with Rodman and that. But those two teams with, if you take the hype of where the best Lakers team was during that time frame, and we know arguably the one with Pippen, Rodman, and Kerr, that team there was better. And you clashed that with like Walton and all those guys, I don't know what would happen. That I could say for a fact they might lose in the finals to somebody like that, but it's crazy. What's that? My God, he won was with Bill Cartwright. Horace Grant was decent. I mean, I'll give Horace Grant was and Paxson was decent too.
Yep, yeah. Ron Harper wasn't bad either. Coach wasn't bad, but Jordan was completely unstoppable. You couldn't stop him no matter what you did. He would kill you. He would win. You couldn't stop him. You can stop LeBron. You can't stop. You can't stop Jordan. If Jordan wants something, he's going to get it.
And the thing was, Ron Harper, you got to remember Harper, though, Teddy, he played with Cleveland. Ron Harper used to beg to guard Jordan. So that last shot where they all talk about, what's the old boy's name from Cleveland that he beats off the shot buzzer? It's famous. I can't even think of the idiot's name now.
Greg Elo.
Yeah. Harper begged to guard him. He was told to, no, you ain't touching Jordan this time.
Yeah.
And look what happened to good old Elo. You also look at Steve Kerr.
He went from the Cavs there.
Was brought in, and he knew his role. I'm out here to sit in the backcourt and make threes. That's all he was brought into. Everybody knew their role. Dennis Rodman, he could shoot the ball. Don't get me wrong. But his whole thing is get the rebound. Agitate those players.
Get them kicked out. He was their Bill Laimbeer. He would do the rebounds and irritate you to where you would get kicked out.
Oh, man, Teddy, if Laimbeer, Rodman, Isaiah, all those dudes, LeBron would have been done. He would have been broken up. I ain't going to lie. I honestly, when I used to watch those games as a kid, man, I just sat there and thought, how is this dude just getting up? And then when they rechanged the focus, and I really didn't learn what the whole thing was with the focus change the year they beat them. They just didn't let them get in their heads by beating them up. If you remember, they knocked the hell out of Scottie Pippen. He went flying out in the crowd and cracked his head, right?
Yep.
He was out. I thought he was out of the game. Like he was going to be done for a while. And he got right back up. They didn't say nothing. They just kept playing. And
now
I
you
think
can't even
that
sneeze on a guy.
attitude was what got him it.
Now you can't even sneeze on a person.
No, it's all changed the rules and everything. I mean, I'll be honest, if that Bulls team was still around today where they were shooting all these points, I don't think Jordan would have been averaging 30 points a game for a season. I think he'd be somewhere around 37, 38 points a game averaging, if not 40, maybe even 50.
See, Jordan would be able to play now. LeBron wouldn't be able to do what he was doing back then.
Well, you also got to think Jordan's body wouldn't have got beaten up either like these guys now back then. Like
exactly.
They don't get beat up now like back then. Jordan's career would have been longer. He would have been drafted out of high school. I mean, if you really look at it, I think LeBron's played like 3 or 400 more games than Jordan.
Of course, he's going to have more points. But Jordan could play now in this era because Jordan could shoot. He was perimeter. He was all around everything and played defense. LeBron, he can play defense, but he would not be able to. He would kind of be close to like Larry Johnson in the back in the 90s. He would be like Larry Johnson, a big guy, explosive, but just he was a household name, but he wasn't like all world.
Yeah.
He would be great. He'd be an all-star and everything like that, but he would not be like LeBron now. Jordan would be freaking probably winning MVPs now. It's just a total different kind of game, and I get it, but I mean, if you put in if you could say at their peak level, who would you want to start your team with? Do you want Kevin Durant or LeBron? I'm taking Durant.
Oh, I would
Durant.
take Durant as probably my biggest pick. I mean, I'd take Luka, but I honestly I would take Durant over probably anybody in the league.
I would take Durant, but everyone laughs is like, we'll never see another Shaq. We haven't. There actually is another Shaq in the league right now, and his name's Giannis. Giannis is dominant like Shaq. He is like Shaq. We've seen the Shaq before, so we're not in complete awe of it. Because Giannis is just a beast like Shaq. He's in that paint, he's a beast. He's hard to stop in that paint, like Shaq. Shaq, you give him the rock in that paint, you ain't stopping him. I mean, you can compare players from old to new, absolutely, but I don't know. It's just hard to me to find like consistent players anymore. I mean, you do have Luka, Giannis, I mean Curry, Jaws coming on. He's actually doing very well now. I mean, there's players you can say, yeah, but I don't know I don't know what it was, but because when me and Jason were kids, and it's like the same players were just dominant every year for like 20 years. I mean, you can always count on Karl Malone to be good, Stockton to be good, Barkley to be good, Jordan, Olajuwon, Ewing. I mean, all these guys, they were just constantly consistent.
Yeah.
Now it's hard to find any consistency in it.
It really is. It changes. There's a lot more turnover in, the ups and downs of players, it seems like, compared to the past.
Well, very
Even
rarely
before.
back in the 90s, you saw very rarely any like new rookies be dominant. I mean, yeah, you had Shaq come in, be dominant. Dikembe came in, he was pretty good.
But those are like
Johnson
all-time
came in.
guys.
Penny Hardaway, he had his flash in the pan. Weber, he was the flash in the pan for a while. Jason Kidd, Grant Hill, Garnett, Kobe. You had all these guys come in, and that talent actually flourished. It's just now it's kind of like you're throwing a dart at these guys anymore.
Yeah.
It just seems like to me college basketball is kind of watered down and making these kids more watered down for the NBA. Because college basketball in the 90s was freaking nuts too. But it just, I don't know, it just seems completely, it's all perimeter shooting. You need to learn how to shoot. I'm like, no, use the paint. It's there for a reason.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't watch basketball now. It's just there's no defense, too many stupid fouls. And don't get me started with the card market. You have one good game. Woohoo, your cards are going to go up. You have one bad game. Oh, sell. Just, I don't get it. I don't. Oh, CJ McCollum scored 50 points tonight, guys. Go get his cards. I mean, football, I like football because that's a week in, week out. But
Yeah.
baseball is just hard to keep track of anymore.
I feel you on that one. There's so much to it now.
Well, me and Jason were talking about if you're going to get into or stay in stuff like that. Like me, I told myself, I'm thinking about maybe getting out of basketball. It's just too colluded with everything. I just can't stay up with it. And he's like, baseball's dead because if you're prospecting, very once in a while you're going to hit. True. Football and baseball have a huge draft class. Basketball is only 2 rounds. You have a better chance of hitting something in basketball, but are they even going to play? Are they even going to get off the bench? Are they even going to do good?
Well, the difference is if you look at Contenders football, 5 autos per box versus basketball, 2 autos a box. So normally you're getting a vet auto. So you're getting 1 rookie auto probably per box. It's due to how many people are being drafted, how big the teams are, et cetera, et cetera. To me, baseball, yeah, you go out there and hit your golds and colored of all these different players for first Bowmans. To me, I would rather sell them. And now, unless it was somebody like on the Pirates that I would probably want to keep, but I would sell them and I would go out and buy somebody that's already been proven. Even if they're still playing, I would rather go out and buy like a Durant auto, or if I want to stay something current, or I don't know, somebody out there it's proven, what's limited that I could actually hold on to. I mean, what's the point? Like Jason Dominguez, just think about it. If you pulled one of his first Bowmans and it's numbered, say, on 99 or less, and people were paying $18,000-$20,000 for that card,
Bye.
sell it, buy something else you like. Heck, you could have bought probably 2 cut autographs of Jackie Robinson for that price back then.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, not just that. I mean, just baseball, you're waiting 3 or 4 years for them to even develop and maybe get a sniff.
Well, that's the thing is,
in the
so if
majors.
you think about this, you're set up at a card show, okay? If you have a ton of first Bowman stuff that for the last 2 years of all the hype, you don't know how well they're going to do. They can come up there and be like a 250 batter. They might stay and play baseball for a few years, but how many of them are actually going to become great? Probably not too many from year to year to year. You might have one every 5 to 10 years that has some kind of crazy thing onto it. Maybe one every 5, I'll say. Maybe even one every 3. But if you take that money that you can get off of something stupid like that, and by no means, this is not me giving advice to anybody. This is me talking what I would do. I would sell the card and I would go out there and find me something that's like a cut auto of like Jackie Robinson, Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio, something like that there. Because if I'm at a card show and all I'm running, I have a whole ton of first Bowmans, they may sell. They may, if the right person comes by. But if I'm that guy that has rare, crazy stuff there, like cut autographs and I don't know, like booklet guys, or like say a freaking 6-way hockey booklet or football booklet, like the 6 greatest quarterbacks ever, people are going to want that more than that first Bowman.
Oh,
and that 6-way auto or 3-way auto, just say Marino, Elway, and Montana are all on a card, autographed out of 5 or 10 or 20, 30, I don't care. People are going to want that card more than they are that first Bowman.
Well, I'm going to give you 2 names that, everyone's like, oh, yeah. They're going to be great. Joey Bart, Jared Kalenic. Joey Bart was a first rounder for the Giants. Everyone was like, oh, he's going to take Buster Posey's spot and he's going to be great. He's going to be great. Jared Kalenic, oh, he's going to be great with the Mariners. He's going to be. The guy's been taking the 4A bus. He's been taking the 4A train all this season, going up to the minors, coming back down, going up to the minors, coming back down, blah, 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 blah.
Well, if you look, I mean, back in the day, prospecting was cheap, okay? Your highest team, I think, until Ohtani's rookie year might have been $99 for a full case. back then it was affordable. If you're saying if you were making 50,000 back in 15, you're probably making like 70 now, which is comfortable, real good living. Okay. But you were able to buy into more breaks back then. You could afford to hold those cards. Now you're talking about if you got a full case for the top freaking team, it could be $600 to $800 for that team.
Oh, yeah, you want to pay $625 for a case of Bowman for Khalil Watson?
I won't. I think it's the stupidest thing ever.
No,
That's why I said with baseball or with football and football, kind of hockey, because a lot of their guys do go to the minors, but like the top 10 usually you will get playing time.
Yeah.
And basketball, football, and somewhat of hockey, you'll get to see those guys the first year they're drafted and play. Now, granted, not always in football, you might not see the quarterbacks right off the bat. They might take to later in the year, the next year, the following year. But you have a better chance seeing them play and make your decision up after like maybe 5-6 games, cut ties quick. Baseball, all of a sudden dude gets called up and he sucks. That ain't good.
Well, here's the thing. When Mike Trout when he first got called up, stunk. Bad. Horrible. They sent him back down to AAA for like a month or two. Came up, never left. Some guys can actually correct that curve. Some guys just can't. But
it's weird.
Baseball's too hard to predict who is going to be good. There's too much gambling in baseball.
Yeah.
That's why with baseball, you buy your proven players. Back in the day, you could prospect all you want because it was cheap. Now you're spending tons of money. Would you rather? This is just my thoughts onto it. We'll just say Bowman Jumbo for first Bowmans. You could probably be spending $800 on the Go team. Would I rather spend $800 there, or would I rather go over into, and I hate using this for example, but Prism or we'll say Select and spend $800 for the top team there in a full case?
Actually, I'd rather spend the $800 on going getting a nice Trout or Ohtani auto or somebody.
I'm talking about going after rookies that year.
Okay, yeah. Then if that's the case, I'd rather go for the big team in football and select Prism or Optic or something, or same thing in basketball, going for the big team in that. I mean, it's going to be cheaper than baseball.
You're going to get to see them play quicker.
Yep, I agree.
You can make a bigger, I guess you can say, profit quicker off of those guys than anything. Those baseball ones, I mean, I'll use like Mickey Moniak was the chase in the 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his stuff dipped and other guys became like Dylan Carlson became the chase and stuff eventually. I mean, realistically, Moniak got a little pop here a little while ago, I think a year ago or something like that when they called him up. But if you really look across the board, I mean, back then it was cheap. You could afford to hold a goal or whatever. But now, if you pulled, I don't know, I know Lawler was like one of the top 3 picks out of Bowman here recently.
Oh, yeah.
You really think he's going to be up in the next 3 or 4 or 5 years? Maybe.
Well, like for baseball, when baseball started this year, it was all about the Rays for Wander. As the year went on, that kind of got switched to the Mariners and the Pirates for O'Neal Cruz and Julio Rodriguez.
It's because they went up and played. But if you really look at O'Neal Cruz's numbers, they're not that great.
Oh, yeah, no. He's just pure, he's just raw. He's just raw. And the thing is, I'm a Pirates fan. I don't even believe in the guy. Really, honestly.
But that's what I'm saying. Those two leapfrogged over Wander, who everyone was wanting at the beginning of the year. It was all about the Wander show. He made the team. He's going to be the big guy. Everyone wants Wander. But I was going for Wander. I was part of it. I thought he was going to be good. But I also knew about Julio Rodriguez. I seen the guy play a lot. The kid's good. He's really good. And then he comes up. He kind of stinks for a little bit, but then he kind of kicks into gear. O'Neal Cruz, he's kind of hit or miss. He's kind of like he's either going to hit a 425-foot bomb tonight, or he's going to go 1 for 4.
The thing is, I think a really, really good comparison. It's like a shitty version of like Brett Favre. Like he'll just go full out. Like it's basically either all all or basically nothing. I mean, like he'll be smashing home runs or like whatever, or he'll be hitting nothing. He'll be whiffing the whole time. And the thing is too with baseball stuff, it's really really interesting because the thing is, it seems a lot more mental too. Like every single at bat, coming up through AAA, you've been there for like 3 years, 4 years, depending on the prospect, like whatever. Some later.
Going from the minors to the majors is completely hard.
Oh yeah, exactly.
In the majors, those guys got exploding fastballs, just curveballs that'll just kill you. The minor leagues, these guys are still developing it. They're still learning. But in the minors, you'll see these guys coming up again with you. You start in Double A, they start in Double A. You'll see them and you'll play each other time and time and time again. You'll understand that. But if you get called up to the majors where you've never seen like a Max Scherzer in your first at bat ever, you're dead.
Oh yeah.
You're going to get destroyed. Max Scherzer is going to make you look like a baby. It's a learning curve that when you get to the majors, those guys are animals.
Oh yeah.
Minors, yet it's the same thing. Remember when Hunter Green was like the big guy for the Reds? Oh, it's got to get Hunter Green. He's amazing. He's amazing. He came up, didn't do bad, but I didn't think he lived up to his hype.
Oh yeah. Or there's Joe Joe Dell. Like he keeps going up and down, like literally cannot stay consistent at all.
And then the one out of that, who turned out to be good? Brandon Marsh. And he's on the Phillies now, who they traded away, which I'm like, why? He's actually a good player. But I mean, it just seems like very rarely do the top ones that everyone's chasing pan out in baseball. It's always the late rounders who always just like Mike Trout was drafted number 25th overall. I can't remember who was number one that year. Strasburg, I think, was number one. Yeah, Strasburg was one that year. How'd that turn out?
It turned out great because his first game he played the Pirates and made him look stupid because they were a stupid team. If you
that was the Kerry Wood effect.
If you look at Wander Franco, the reason why people died off is because his cards at that time frame plateaued. Okay, so now you need for all these flippers and everybody else the new hype. Oh, so and so is getting called up, guys. That's going to be the new hype. That's why everybody was on him because it's the new shiny thing out there to get.
Yeah.
Wander now is at that part to where he does something in his career that's going to set him apart. His cards will gradually go up long as he maintains and does well over his career. I mean, just think if he becomes an Iron Man like Ichiro in 20 years, we might be talking about, remember Wander Franco? We should have bought more of his rookie cards back then and autos. Yeah, I probably should have, but I'll stick with what I know. I can't tell you how many people are bust out of Bowman every year for that stuff. That's why I said football and basketball is easier to predict overall. Now, football has a ton of ass rookie cards out there every year when you look at anything across the board until they weed those dudes out and you start getting into like NT and stuff. But you could do well into it. I mean, I like contenders, don't get me wrong, but when you're looking like maybe one of the top 3 quarterbacks per case, that sucks. Maybe.
Well, look at this year's class, for instance. It's a defensive class. Pickett, he's having his bruises. He's learning. Malik Willis hasn't touched the field yet. Ritter hasn't touched the field yet.
Yeah.
I can tell you, this is what's going to happen with Pittsburgh. They're going to run it out this year. They're going to suck. They're probably going to be a top 3 pick in the draft. Mark my words, if Bryce Young is there, because that other quarterback's going to go number 1. If Pittsburgh gets the 2nd pick, I guarantee you they take Bryce Young.
I'm sure they will. What it's
going to end up doing is it's either going to end up turning, they're going to use that for some kind of big, huge trade bait, or they're going to let him and Pickett muscle it out. Who's going to be better down the long run. I'm a firm believer. I think Pickett will be okay. Your O-line in Pittsburgh, horrible. Your running game has never been there since Jerome Bettis went away.
Yeah.
Jerome Bettis was a big beast that hurt people when he ran and tried to tackle him. Willie Parker came in after him, was fast, but you didn't have it. Now, when they brought Deuce Staley in to help out, Deuce was pretty good, but he was at the end of the road. You got to find that big back that's going to beat it. And that's Pittsburgh's ground game always.
Well, that's not true.
Freeze and Le'Veon Bells and stuff like that.
Le'Veon Bell was amazing.
Le'Veon Bell was good for one reason, because Ben was in there. He would throw him the ball to make him also a passing threat, and he had wide receivers. So Bell was not the focus at all. That's the only reason why Le'Veon. Look, when he left, he went and go play for the Jets. He sucked. Why? Because he didn't have a line, for one. Pittsburgh had a tight end with Heath Miller that would help block for him. Hines Ward, when he was playing wide receiver, was a blocking wide receiver to help him get the yards. So if you sit there and you have mediocre, Hines Ward was a good wide receiver. So was Antonio Brown. But when you have focus every other which way with other stuff, you're not concentrating that one running back. So that's why he did well.
Wasn't Plaxico a Steeler?
Yeah, Plaxico was a Steeler.
Plaxico didn't do too bad.
But he shot himself in the leg whenever he was a Giant. But the other issue with Pittsburgh is their coaching. Mike Tomlin is hey, boys, how y'all doing? Let's all slap asses and go ahead and move on down the road here. You need that hard-nosed coach in there where players are not your friend. Here's the thing. Bill Cowher loved Ben Roethlisberger, but he wasn't afraid to chew his ass either right there. Yeah. You got to get rid of Canada. I don't care what they say. That offensive coordinator sucks. It's been sucking for years. Todd Haley was decent, but he had Ben Roethlisberger, though, too. Ben was not the greatest quarterback. He was hard to bring down, which gave him more time to throw the ball. And he had the pieces to it. He had an O-line. There was times he didn't have an O-line, too, but he had other pieces of the puzzle there. Unless you get those pieces there for Pickett, he won't amount to being above average quarterback.
Well, I like Pickens, though. I like that receiver Pickens. He's pretty good. I like
Pickens is playing pretty good.
He's now going to be the number 2 receiver on the team. I still think you need to get rid of Drama Queen Deontay Johnson. If you're rehauling right now, they should have got rid of him and Claypool both. Freiermuth is a good tight end. That's what they needed to replace Heath Miller. You now do well in a draft because wide receivers are a dime a dozen out there. You're going to do well onto them. They always do. Beef up that O-line. Don't draft O-line. Go out and pay some money for guys that are established so you're not playing a guessing game. Use your draft picks for pure talent out there. And
they need O-line, so that gives Najee a chance. Because I'm sorry, I like Najee Harris a lot. He's just getting destroyed this year because that O-line's terrible. And if you make that O-line so much better, that's going to open everything up more. You have Pickett more time to throw the ball, or you also have more time to do the play action because Najee Harris can get through there. They need to beef the O-line. That's their thing. T.J. Watt needs to stay healthy. Mika Fitzpatrick needs to come in and stay healthy. Maybe get another 1 or 2 defensive players, beef up that offensive line. I myself, if I was them, I wouldn't go quarterback with their first pick. I would go D-line with your first pick, defensive lineman or a corner to go with Mika. So you can beat that defense up. Get your offensive line in free agency. Absolutely. But don't waste your first rounder on an offensive line. I wasted on a defensive line, a corner, or another safety, or something like that to that effect on defense. Because you can always justify getting a defensive player that early in the draft. Look at this year. Walker went to.
They got another second rounder this year for Claypool. They're going to draft with it. And Carlos, Bell did sit out for a year. He was that holdout, but I'm telling you, Bell, he went and played for various teams afterwards. Even if he didn't hold out and they forced a trade or whatever, he would not have been that great across the board. there's a lot to that. Where he played, how he had to play, and the team that was built around him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
But
agree.
what's the other one? Why do you think the Eagles are so good? I think the Eagles are good because they're well balanced overall. I mean, their O line's decent. I mean, I'm not going to say they're the greatest O line out there, but you have a mover with Hurts who will run the ball. He's like another Mike Vick Jr., I guess you could say, out there. But the difference is he could also pass a lot better. I don't know how many more hits that boy is going to be able to take throughout his career, if he's going to be a 5-year quarterback and be done or not. But you run with what you got out there. They made the right trades, the right draft picks, their schedule. There's a lot when you look at overall why they're
Their
at what
defense,
they're
their defense is scary. Their defense is
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good. Their defense is pretty good. Jalen Hurts, I mean, I'm still not sold on the guy. Unfortunately, I'm not. You go out and get it. You go out and get AJ Brown, which is an amazing receiver. He's top 15 in this league. He's a great receiver. Goddard's still a good tight end. You got 3 running backs you can play around with. You got, you know, you got Devontae Smith who you drafted. I mean, they've hit on what they've needed to hit. That's why they're doing good. But
Oh, yeah.
do I honestly think they're going to win the Super Bowl? No. I don't think they win. No one, the 2 teams that I'm saying are going to win are going to be the Bills or Chiefs. Those are the 2 powerhouse teams still, in my eyes, because what they have is what the Eagles don't have. The Chiefs have experience being in the Super Bowl, coaching, players. Mahomes is still doing what he's doing without Tyreek Hill, which is still impressive. Josh Allen is just becoming probably the best quarterback in the league. If not, Mahomes and him are 1A, 1B. They're literally going to be 1A, 1B. Their defense has gotten nasty. Their offense is nasty. To me, those are the 2 best teams in the league. I can't put the Eagles up there yet because I don't know. It's just I don't see their team going against the Chiefs or the Bills in winning.
I don't know. They got some tested games. I mean, if you look, they did play the Vikings early in the season, beat them. Defense helped them a lot in that game. Then they played the Cowboys. I think they won by a touchdown or maybe a touchdown field goal or something like that there.
But was it that the games Dak got hurt?
It may have been. I don't remember. I mean, I know they barely beat the Cardinals. But the thing is, a win's a win across the board. I know their schedule was not like real hard for the year overall. I think they still they have to play the Cowboys one more time. I think the Packers might be it for hard teams onto it. But you get that confidence. We'll see how well they go with it because they're probably going to get a first round bye.
See, at the beginning of the year, I put money on these teams to win the Super Bowl. Chiefs, Chargers, that didn't work. Raiders, that didn't work. No, they didn't put. Yeah, I put money on the Raiders. I put money on the Vikings to win, and the Bengals.
Vikings are looking low key nice though.
That don't look bad. I mean, they just got TJ Hawkinson, which is going to be a very, very interesting offense now.
And they got a steal for him, too.
They got a steal for him. Hey, I like how my Jaguars stole Calvin Ridley under everybody's noses. That was amazing. But Hawkinson going to the Vikings with Osborne, Jefferson, and Thielen and Cook, and if Cook goes down, you still got Madison. That is filthy. Now, if Kirk Cousins can get over the whole primetime game curse, that's the only thing that's holding them back, I think. Their defense is kind of suspect. Yes. Their defense is suspect. But they've only lost 1 game.
Well, if you really look at it, okay, I don't think the Bills played Chiefs this year.
They won't play for the championship.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. If you look at who they're playing, You're not going to see those previews like Bills versus Chiefs. You're not.
Oh
Gonna
no, the Bills did play the Chiefs this year.
No, they did. No,
They did.
It was a rematch of the whole like.
Yep. Yeah, they
of the
did.
Oh
They
AFC
did.
yeah,
thing. It was
yeah,
a big.
yeah, yeah.
It was
They
a big
barely
game.
won it by like a field goal. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, the Bills
I
won.
forgot about that. They played. I think it was right after the Steeler game or something.
Yeah. No, they did.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
did, and it was a
right.
slobber knocker. So I mean, those two are going to be fighting it out. It's going to be like Brady and Manning for years to come.
I think Josh Allen's going to be the better quarterback. Josh
I don't know.
I liked him way before when he was in college, because whenever it came out that year, everybody was hiding there, all these other dang players. I remember buying into Josh Allen stuff, and I can remember in breaks where the Bills weren't even selling, and I was getting them at discounts on the stuff. But I just had a funny feeling with the way that guy was going to be playing down the road. He just had something about him.
Well, actually, in all reality, Josh Allen didn't turn into Josh Allen until he got Stephon Diggs.
I don't know. Knox as a tight end is pretty damn good too.
True.
Yeah, but they got no running game.
And sorry, Gabriel also.
Yeah, I forgot about Gabriel out there too.
Yeah, but Josh Allen had already been playing for a couple, like 2 years before they got Stephon Diggs, and that's when he actually gotten better. Was with Stephon Diggs.
That's the thing. That's the thing, though, too. Like Josh Allen as a QB guy, he was a really, really raw guy coming out. You know, he had a can of arm and all this stuff, and it took him a while. He had to readjust his throwing form and all that. If you guys remember, that was the whole thing about like he had like a weird throwing motion and all that. To basically unlock his legs and all that different type of stuff. And it was a whole thing. I mean, he was just a really, really raw guy, and he's basically, built into it. It took him
if you really look, didn't they just get Nyheim Hines?
They got Nyheim
from the
Hines,
Colts.
but you still got Zach Moss and Singletary there. I mean, they haven't hit on their running back.
I don't think plays for him anymore.
I think he still does. But they haven't hit.
Sure, he doesn't.
They haven't hit on running back.
Don't check on him.
I think he moved out, but I think with Nyheim Hines there, because he's more of your, like, you could throw it to him type deal and he can take off.
Bills trade Zach Moss. Yeah, he was in the Hines trade.
Yeah, I thought he was gone.
Yeah, he was in the Hines trade.
Okay.
So.
See.
But they have a decent wide receiver core with Diggs, Gabriel Davis. They have Jamison Crowder.
No, they got McKenzie. They got Isaiah McKenzie too.
But it's one of those things to where you don't have a whole lot of studs, but you have enough that are above average that it'll put pain on people out there.
Oh, yeah.
But their defense is the stacked right there. Their defense is nasty.
Oh yeah.
Teddy, I agree. AFC, far superior across the board right now. I think that I still, like I said, I think the Bills will win the Super Bowl, but I think the Eagles have a good chance of wiping out the other conference completely.
Oh yeah. I will say, going back to the whole like Pickett thing and the whole quarterback thing. I've been checking like price stuff and here and there, of course, like I normally do, and like Ritter has been like dirt cheap, which makes sense. I mean, literally, he plays it on like not doing well. Pitts is not doing well with Mariota at all. It's not a great market compared to other teams. No. A lot of different stuff.
Pitts has been hurt. He finally came back, and he actually done pretty good so far.
Gotcha.
Pitts was hurt. Pitt's first game back, he was freaking amazing. Last week, hell, they barely beat Carolina, but it seems like Carolina always all of a sudden want to play when they lose all their players.
Oh yeah.
And Malik Willis, he's not stiff in the field anytime soon.
No way.
So I mean, I've been getting into breaks, and I've been getting the Falcons cheap, just getting Ritter. Hopefully he turns into something.
The thing is, the weird thing is his which makes sense. It's not actually weird when you think about it, but again, him at at Cincinnati and stuff. I mean, dominant as can be. And the thing is, his Bowman Chrome stuff does better than his NFL autos. Like a lot of them actually right now. Like it's like the thing is, it was at a recent show I got. It was a Bowman Chrome first like lava to 199. It's like a $70 card. Makes no sense compared to the other guys with it, besides maybe Pickett. But the thing is, like with it, I mean, like his pen pals, all that stuff, and when like contenders now came out, contenders get really picky because again, how much has been produced as of late. But the thing is, like with it, I mean, a lot of the stuff actually is like dirt cheap, especially compared to Malik and Pickett and all that. And they basically set they set preseason wise to basically have it set where basically Mario would be starting, and then basically here at some point they're supposed to integrate Ritter into the starting role by the end of the season was the plan. So I don't know.
The team that I also like to get is the Jets in breaks because Sauce Gardner is just amazing.
He is.
And Breece Hall, before he got hurt, was doing very well.
Yeah.
And I still think he comes back and takes over that job when he comes back next year.
Oh yeah.
So the Jets are still they had a good draft, and the Seahawks with Walker right, he's killing it right now.
Oh yeah.
There's no really stud quarterback in this draft that's killing it. It's all defense, but I mean, shit.
Yeah, it's giving me if you guys remember, it gives me like 2013 draft vibes. You know, where there's no like outstanding quarterback and all that, and it's mainly defense. I mean, it was one of the most underwhelming classes, but we have a lot of good guys that came out of that class, and a lot of them were on the defensive side. It might be an underwhelming class, but there might be a few hidden gems in there. But just I don't know.
Like this is more of a defensive class, but Walker's done good. Hutchinson's done good.
And Pierce also, and Pickens and stuff.
Yeah,
of course.
So it's just not for quarterbacks this draft. That's for sure. These are all just going to have to buy and wait and see prospect on quarterback.
Oh yeah. I mean,
even the wide receivers have done good. Like London was doing good. Olave was doing good.
What's his face on the Titans though? My God, what was his name?
Oh, Burks.
Yeah, Burks, Traylon Burks. My God.
Oh, Wilson's doing good for the Jets. Garrett Wilson.
Oh, Wilson's played nice.
Yeah,
sure.
So I mean, it seems like it's interesting this year.
Oh yeah. Sure.
But, I mean, it's nice to see break prices going down.
Oh yeah, I don't break at all myself, but I feel that though.
If you hold off, watch how much Flawless and NT come out this year.
It's still going to be high.
You don't have the super stud quarterback out there this year for football. Basketball maybe. We'll see how the Magic die does by then, but you're going to see those prices drop dramatically.
You're gonna when it first comes out, it's still gonna be pricier than shit.
It'll be pricey, but it's not going to be $12,000 to $15,000 a briefcase either.
No. We'll be lucky. You'll be lucky if it's probably.
I'm going to guess it comes out at about $6,000 to $7,000 a briefcase, and I think eventually we'll see that simmer back down to where it's around $4,000 a briefcase.
But what's funny is
that stuff first came out, it was $1,500 a briefcase.
People are going to still chase Herbert, Mahomes, and all these second-year guys because that draft class is actually playing right now. This new class is all defense, so it's all different.
It'll be actually third year at that point, right?
Well, this will be Lawrence, Fields, Lance from last year, but then you'll still have people want Burrow, Herberts, and Mahomes, Josh Allen. You'll still see that stuff go, but it's just not going to be. I don't think it's going to be as high as it should be. Well, thank God.
No, it'll all come back down to being reasonable again. I mean, yeah, people are going to hype up the triple logo man and crap like that, but it's
Oh
not
yeah.
going to be enough to justify the price range on that stuff. I mean, just think about it. The guy bought the triple logo man LeBron, the triple logo Warriors card, and all that stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you, if it went back up for auction today, it's going to drop in price.
And that Luca up for auction now. That's a good point. You see that that's going back up for auction. The one that sold for like 4.6 or whatever it was again.
Oh, you talking about the logo man auto?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
That's
Luka?
up for auction there.
Well, Luke is killing it this year, so
He is, but the thing is, the market's definitely come down a lot. And the thing is, a lot of the guys and Jeff Wilson, on their like recent thing, they're all talking about like they're thinking that that might be like a tax thing because the thing is, if it sells before, you can basically offset your losses with your taxes.
yeah.
Well, here's the thing is, okay, I'm just going to throw it out there. Say I bought a card for $1 million beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And then I go out and sell it for 600,000, right? So I took a $400,000 loss that year. If you have a bunch of other businesses and stuff to offset to help you out to where you're not paying federal taxes, yes. But if it was
Exactly.
for me, myself, and I, the only thing I would get back is like the $6,000 I probably put in federal taxes. It doesn't even cover the big difference of what I would have lost on it overall.
Oh yeah.
And what maybe I pay 7,000 in federal taxes. I forget. It's somewhere up in there, maybe even 8. I don't know. But that's the thing is they look at it that way, but it's not a good business standpoint overall. If I owned 3 other businesses and 2 of them were profiting and I was doing it under a sole proprietorship, yeah, maybe. But you're still going to have to take a loss on this company this year and you're going to have to take profit on the other 2. Either way, it's not big. I mean, if I, like I said, sole proprietor and I did a Schedule C on all 3 of my businesses, yeah, because it's basically I'm using my regular income into 3 businesses.
Yeah.
Because I still have to run my regular stuff. I still do my tax business on the side and I still do cards. But
Mm-hmm.
that's all because sole proprietor stuff onto it.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there don't want to take them big losses. To me, if I'll use an example, I bought my home for like 135. I just got a thing today saying, "Oh, congratulations, your home value is $200,000. If you sold it and what you owe on it, you're making X amount of money." So, considering it's my first home, I could sell it. The profit I could write off, and then I could push it on. Now, if this would have been like my second or third home, and there's no military clause forcing me to move, blah blah blah, yeah, I probably would want to go out there and take a loss on the card to offset so I can still keep that profit, but I'd just be stupid doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a time when to cut your losses, but for tax purposes, I don't think that's a smart move at all at the end of the year. End of the year, you should be in profit going, oh crap, I need to spend some of this profit somehow. And normally, what a lot of people would do is we would buy wax. You'd sit on your wax at the end of the year because you have to carry it forward as inventory held. So say I bought the wax for like 10 grand, it's carried over, say it drops down in price or whatever, from point A to point B, because I bought it on release. Now everything's been pulled. So instead of it being 15,000, it's 11,000 a case. I
Yeah.
take that $4,000 loss and then the profits I gain throughout the year. Yes. And that's the way a lot of people did. Then what you do is next year you open it up, or a lot of guys at the end of the year were sending stuff into Beckett because Beckett, you had to pay up front.
Mhm.
So your cards are gone. If you spent like $6,000-7,000 on grading, you were carrying it on your taxes that year at the end of the year, like you mailed in right around Christmas time because you weren't going to get it back till in January. Then you would start off the year already in a profit again. They just kept carrying that forward that way. I know a lot of guys that wouldn't grade from August on just for that reason, and then they would send in these massive orders to Beckett at the very end of the year. Just because they could carry that loss of the grading fee forward.
Yeah.
If NT is going to be around $7 grand a box,
NT won't. I said flawless.
Flawless. If Flawless is going to be around 7, that's still going to be a hard sell. It's going to be a hard sell with this draft class. Honestly, I think if it was like 5, will actually make a bigger difference.
Honestly, I think if it was 3,500, you're safe. A briefcase, 7,000 for a full case. Because here's the thing: one case, you're not going to get a rookie auto, it's encased. The other case, you are. So each briefcase alters. One, you get the vet auto, one, you get the rookie auto in. If you're lucky and you get the rookie auto in your one, boom. Now, if your vet auto, say, is fucking Peyton Manning or John Elway, you damn well know you lost money onto it. You basically hope that you could pull some crazy freaking card out of it on the vet side of the house. The rookie, then, depending on who it is, you could do well onto it.
Well, if you're not pulling a freaking, if you're not pulling like a Josh Allen or Mahomes or
the Josh Allen would have to be the shield card autoed. A Josh Allen out of 15 auto, yeah, you might get a couple, maybe $2,000 for it, $3,000, something like that. If you grade it out and stuff, it might be a little bit more. But that's not who you're chasing. You got to pull that Brady Raw auto that you could probably put for $5,000 out there and pay for your briefcase. Then the rest of the cards you get in there, you're hoping maybe you could get another grand total. Maybe you hit like a Kyle Trask or this year we'll just say a Matt Corral freaking auto or somebody else that's in the box that's going to help pay for the rest of the profit. That's why I said flawless back in the day. We used to, on pre-order was $12.50 a case. We were running if you did it by 10 serial number, it was $150 a spot per briefcase. It was the smartest thing ever to do across the board instead of doing it by teams. That dudes used to eat that up.
Well, these breakers are gonna have a hard time breaking that this year unless it's gonna be low.
I think it'll come out at 6,000 to 7,000 a case and it'll drop unless somebody crazy goes off out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to remember, Panini's not going to be in the game much longer either.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they're even the app stuff even changed recently to basically say Fanatics. The website has also a bunch of stuff. I mean, there's already all the backend stuff that's being changed to basically say Fanatics instead of Panini on the website stuff. So, I mean, they're just getting the stuff signed, getting the final stuff done at that point.
Oh, I can't get in the camera, can I? Hold on, I get myself back on here. Where's I got to put it at here?
Joey eats.
Hold on. Where's it at? Oh, I got to hold it like that.
Joey eats glue.
There we go.
What's it saying?
It's hard to get it on camera with the screen thing.
I eat glue.
And everybody, don't forget. If I can get this up.
There you go.
Guys, if you're still in the chat, read my sign, please. This one's more important than the first one I held up. That's my self-promotion for the night.
But yeah, I mean,
now you say eat glue just reminds me of Billy Madison. Thanks.
I don't know. I was bored and colored them like last week.
What, Miss Lippy? You remember Miss Lippy putting glue on her eyelids?
But yeah, I mean, I've never been somebody to really actually deal with the whole like flawless, or like NT breaks, even like watch them and stuff. It seems so like insane that the like price point per case and then the returns even seem more outrageous compared to even like a thing at Prism, which nowadays is being overprinted and stuff.
Well, even anything's just hard to. It's not easy to open a box and grade it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Anymore.
It's just the thing is, even just seeing NT nowadays, it's just the epitome of like high risk, high reward type stuff, which makes sense. It's just
I didn't get anybody. Dang it! I thought I'd get that one more subscriber. Dang it!
Don't worry, you're a loser in my book.
I thought I was going to hit the almighty 5,700 tonight. Dang it! I went over to see if it actually worked in the chat. It didn't work tonight. Damn it, chat. You're already all subscribed.
There you go.
Don't worry about it. You're good.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the thing is, OBS here soon is supposed to release like a lot of different stuff. It's supposed to make more like transition stuff here soon, to where basically you can do like pop-up transitions. Is basically what I basically heard. So like if you like have a please subscribe type thing, it can be like a quick button that you press, and it's basically like a ban or over type thing. And you can of course set them out. And it's not like a transition where like you're transitioning scenes. It just like pops up for you.
Well, the thing I want to do end of the year, I think it's a Friday before New Year's. We're gonna go whatnot diving. God, that's gonna be horrible too.
That'll be fun.
Oh God, I gotta stay away from all the breakers. We might go and watch a little bit of backyard breaks if I really start getting tired, just to wake me up. Like, hold on, we gotta go to backyard to wake me up so I have something to laugh at here for a minute. All right, we're good. Let's go back and find somebody else selling cards so we hit the goal.
Oh yeah.
I went on whatnot last night just to mess around. When I used to be a caster on this site called Razzers, one of the guys, I went in his room and he's like, "Oh my gosh, tell me that's not the guy from the other site." I'm like, "Oh hell!" As soon as I see the name, I'm like, I would have never even guessed. I just pop in and out trying to get like follow some people that are on there for end of the year, just to go in there and stuff. I mean, heck, if there was enough people that were, I don't know, I guess the words monetized or whatever onto here that I actually followed and did live streams, I would go on at the end of the year or around Christmas time and throw them like donations in there just for streaming. But half the people I follow aren't at 1,000 subs, and the ones that are, I would definitely not donate to their well, I shouldn't say that because somebody will take it to heart. But like, I wouldn't go on like if I was subscribed to Jeff Wilson, I wouldn't go on.
You're not close to him, and it's not like that. Yeah.
Not Brazzers, Razzers. Razzers.
Who put that? Let me guess, Teddy. Teddy, did you put that?
Charles.
Oh.
Look, he says the word Brazzers and more people come in here in the chat. Watch, now we're going to start.
It's a fair point.
I'm looking at my girls online.
My God. But yeah.
Good job, Charles.
real creative right there.
Good job, man.
Don't make me have to go on there. We do a Omegle video one night.
What?
Oh God.
Oh, you're just gonna see a bunch of dicks on your screen. What?
Oh wait, yeah, we couldn't do that on YouTube, could we?
Yeah, you're just gonna see a bunch of dicks and stuff on your screen. I don't know why.
I didn't even think about that. I'm
well,
like, oh, right.
Well, he already sees a dick on the screen.
Oh, there you go.
God, that would suck. Yeah, I'd definitely get kicked off of YouTube for.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get more subscribers. I might hit the 5,700 finally. Oh,
yeah, so much crazy stuff happens on there, like
where YouTube just went
5,600. My bad. I don't even know what the hell number it is anymore.
Yeah,
where YouTube just went extreme.
God, I get that nasty email from YouTube. Your channel's been deleted because you were on Omegle Live and we saw cock.
It's crazy. The thing is, having content creator friends that basically have done like Omegle videos and stuff, the stuff you'll see on there is crazy. I've had friends that I've seen people shooting up on there. They see underage people,
especially in the Attn over chat. I was watching one guy dresses up like as the clown, and he still does it live. And he has a Kermit the Frog puppet. His Kermit the Frog puppet.
Oh yeah.
Comes up with a cucumber. And is like, "Hey girls, it's funny as hell." Well, he was doing a live Halloween one. I'm like, man. I turned it on. I'm like, I wonder, if we're going to see like nudie stuff, how he's going to block it out from alive,
Okay. On stuff like that, knowing friends that have done lives with that, basically what they do is they basically have a delay, where basically it's a certain OBS delay. So basically, basically they can cut off on Twitch or YouTube manually if something pops up. So the thing is, it'll be like a 10-second delay, and so basically they have time. If like, oh yeah, something pops up, they'll pause it, they'll stop it for a second, and then basically restart once it passes by. If that makes sense. I wonder
if we did a 24-hour backyard break stream in here with me live, how many people would come watch?
I don't know. It's backyard breaks, so that's a risky gamble there. I don't know who else
Just put in.
wants to spend
We're
time watching
watching
that.
backyard breaks tonight.
Oh
We're
god.
Punishment or laughter.
We're watching the Backdoor Boys.
You know,
Did
the thing is, I wonder ever since all the stuff came out about the sticker stuff and went backyard with basically all their back shady stuff. I wonder if like all the like the case hits and stuff. I wonder if they've been doing it or if they do it as far as like with the certain like sticker stuff. Of course, you know that's
I mean, could they be? Never know. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of times you see them just pull the cases out and throw the boxes up. I think they're too much volume to really be looking at that. I could be wrong, you know, across the board. Anybody could be guilty of it. I saw somebody's being sued by Backyard Breaks for doing some kind of skit on them.
Oh, I saw that.
I think it's like
Oh
they
my
pulled like a
God.
Saddam Hussein or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I'm like, wow, man, that's kind of crazy.
We pulled the Saddam Hussein
Hussein rookie
card.
card.
I saw that too. I was like, oh,
Oh my
my
God.
god.
I thought,
I gave him that. That was pretty funny though.
yeah, it was definitely over the top, but I don't think it's suit worthy.
Well, I
No,
mean,
because if that's the case, Saturday Night Live should be sued.
Exactly.
Left and right.
It's definitely not suit worthy. There's no reason why they should be suing. It's definitely
like-
over the top. It's too much. I just
I
not
mean,
suit
Mad,
worthy.
Well,
Mad
it'd be
TV,
different
Mad TV would have been sued. The Living Color would have been sued.
Yeah.
well, here's the thing though, with it, they really didn't do anything that was like crazy. They could now if they had went out there and posed like said like one of the guys is, I don't know, like a pedophile or something like that that would be sue worthy, okay?
That's a little
Because
different though.
you're really going after them hardcore.
Oh yeah.
That there, I mean, just the way it was, to me, I just thought it was a funny skit overall onto it.
Hmm.
But you know, anymore, anybody sues over anything, and you know, depending on who the lawyer is and stuff like that, it could backfire on you for something like that too.
Yeah. And the thing is, when it comes to like suit stuff like that, because I'm assuming that they're suing under defamation, I would assume, right?
More than likely onto
Yeah,
it.
defamation's so hard to prove in a sense because the thing is you need to prove that they that they knowingly like made a false thing, and for skit stuff like that, how do you prove it when it's clearly outlined as a joke?
Oh yeah,
I don't
I
know.
mean, look how hard they went after Trump on those shows and stuff. Now that one lady went super hard. She probably should have went to jail. But I mean, when they sit there and made fun of all the presidents, no matter who was in the office and stuff, and
Yeah.
you know, there comes to a point to where funny is just like, wow, I can't believe you just did that type deal.
Yeah,
But crossing the line onto, like I said, they didn't come out and like, you know, basically slander one of the guys personally, attack him into, you know, some kind of crazy fetch story. It was they pulled a Saddam Hussein rookie card. They bought him a Tesla or an island. I forget what it was, but
yeah.
I was like, now there might be more to that video because I only saw like 5 seconds of it or 10 seconds. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe in the full video they do something completely wrong. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
know
just
who-
that.
Do you know who
It's just-
Ludwig is?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Did you know recently he did a video with some guys and I guess they were doing shots.
Yeah.
And he showed his ball sack. And
Oh yeah.
okay, so you know the story onto it where he lost sponsors because of that.
Oh yeah.
On his stream, it was on somebody else's stream.
Yeah. The thing is, I've had mutual friends through the whole VR thing I used to do. There's this decently like famous streamer that's Minx who is connected to
Oh,
basically
yeah.
Ludwig and stuff.
Yep.
And the thing is, like with her, she's gone mental. Keep in mind, I've met her. I was decent like friends with her talking wise online for like a minute. Back when I did the VRC stuff and all that streaming wise. And the thing is, like with it, like people will go mental and stuff, and then the things it ruins the people around them for no unnecessary reason, especially with the content stuff, because the advertisers are like, oh well, that reflects on you and all that stuff, even though you're not even the one that did it, you had no control.
Yep.
So the thing is, with Minx, it was basically the people that basically associated with her closely, like per stream wise. I remember they lost sponsors themselves. Um, and now keep in mind, it was very, very hard for me because it's somebody that I knew, and they're going fucking insane. They're going mental on stream. Like literally, they're losing their mind. They had to go to like a psych ward and stuff.
Well, if you really
It's-
look at like sports cars as a whole, mostly you're getting like scammers out there, right?
Oh yeah.
We haven't had anybody like sit there and throw their like nutsack out on the air. Or what was that one girl on? I think it was on Twitch where she thought
She was
stopped
having
streaming
sex on
and
stream.
started masturbating and stuff.
No, she
If
was
you're too
no,
young
she
for
was
that chat, you
full.
shouldn't be
She was
here
full
right
having
now.
sex on stream. Actually, it wasn't even just masturbation. It was actual sex on the side, and basically you can see it in the in the window reflection. And she got only a 3-day ban.
Oh wait, that's somebody different. I was thinking, what's her name? It was like
Mm.
oh, hold on, I gotta look it up. I can't remember her name. She was really big into it all.
Oh, gotcha.
Sniper
God.
Wolf.
Oh, Sniper Wolf. Yeah.
Oh, Daryl P. John B knows Daryl P.
There you go.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Not too many people know the story about Daryl P out there. Believe it or not, he still works on websites right now.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But
not
yeah-
too many people know that story about the fake randomizer that went on. That was insane. They busted
They
him.
had the. Is the fake randomizer site still up?
Oh, probably not. That I think, and the bad thing was he didn't get anything really for that. It was because he had a website that was like
Similar.
pirating music, I believe, is what he got the jail time for, if I recall right.
Mm.
I really know Daryl for a while. I remember I didn't know who I knew about the story, and then when I was a streamer on Razzers for Mike, when it shut down, everybody's like, "Hey, come over to Boxbusters, we'll get you in." I'm like, "Isn't that the site where like people got in trouble for the fake randomizer?" Like, "Oh, he doesn't own no more. Sappy owns," and I'm like, I didn't know who Sappy was, and they brought me in. And I was like, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He did the cable black box too. Yep. I remember that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the big thing was about the thing with this. I know the loss or the jail time was from I forget the name of the site too, but it was something with music or pirating something, videos, music, something like that. Because I remember the article
Yep.
floating around for a while.
Oh, he was on Pirate Bay, huh?
Mhm.
Probably selling movies, DVDs, and stuff.
Yeah.
John,
I-
and you probably remember Vaughn TV / then into Breakers TV. Remember there was these Canadian girls that would come on at like 3 a.m. Eastern, and they used to sit there trying to sell hockey cards, and it was just bad. Then you had the it was called Beauty Breaks. So the guy would hardly ever show up. He put on like it made this like blonde with these fingernails that were like 6 inches long. I'm exaggerating the length. They were probably like 2 inches. And she was sitting there trying to do all the breaks, and people were just buying into him because she looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not gonna make me
Same.
want to. That's not gonna make me want to buy into your brakes.
Yeah, there's a similar person that basically I know now. No, I know them, so I'm not gonna say shit like call them out. But the thing is, like their
Call
wife,
him out.
as for
Do it. Don't be a bitch.
Nah.
Call him out.
Nah. But the thing is, their wife isn't as much into sports at all. And the thing is, the guy basically runs the business on the back end and all that stuff. And basically, he makes his wife break all the stuff, of course, you know.
Mhm.
And basically on basically Instagram, I remember like she posts like bikini pics with the NT boxes of videos, saying like what's available, and she's like wearing like a bikini in the backyard with like the pool, like showing it off. I'm like,
Well,
I mean,
No, I
also-
remember
it sells.
Beauty
It sells. I mean, that's a. I mean,
No, I was saying that after Beauty and the Beast, they had the Canada girls that were like streaming off their bed. Then you had the Beauty Breaks after it.
gotcha.
No, he was talking about that. I didn't know he got popped for the other stuff now recently too. Wow,
Mm.
crazy.
But yeah, content creators with like all that stuff though, they'll do anything. I mean, like break wise, video wise. And the thing is, all these advertisers, going back to the whole Ludwig thing, they're overprotective nowadays, which makes sense. Like it's their money, but in the same sense, then basically innocent people get hurt because of people's negligence or being goddamn fucking stupid.
Well, that's why Mr. Beast
Hey,
does
man,
so well.
watch your
If you
language.
look at Mr. Beast's early videos where he would talk about like do the cock jokes and stuff. And remember
Yeah.
he had the Asian sticker head in there that they used to worship. He stopped
Exactly.
all that because he started getting the bigger sponsors. Before it was just
They can't
all the
risk
little
it.
tech games. They didn't care.
Exactly. And it's
Okay, I'm gonna
definitely a different time out there. It's definitely a different market when it comes to getting sponsors and all that stuff. It's definitely a different thing.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm playing Call of Duty while we talk.
Shit, I feel that.
It's called multitasking.
Oh wow, this is recent.
How recent is it?
Oh, this is the Jetflix thing he just told me to look up. So this was in May 21. The guy we were talking about's been sentenced to 57 months in prison, will forfeit $1 million, but that's just the beginning. In 2019, and were indicted for criminal copyright. That was the original thing that I was talking about. Oh, wow.
Cue the big boss man theme. Hard time.
That's a lot of counts too. 11 counts of misdemeanor, 16 counts of money laundering. Oh my God.
Shit.
Well, here's the funny part with that whole thing. I think he just finished up doing card vision again, fixing it all up. So I don't know if he's been sentenced yet or if that's all been done. It says, let me see if he was sentenced, because he was sentenced 57 months. I don't know, maybe he's doing the work out of prison. I have no idea now. Oh my gosh, Blog TV. Remember eXtreme or Ustream, I think it was called? Yeah, Ustream.
You stream, I stream, we all stream for streams.
But yeah, it's just.
Then you probably remember Hobby Insider Net there, John, because I used to be on that for a long time since, oh gosh, I think that was like 2002, 3, somewhere around there. And then they started doing those breaks on there. I think we used to do those on Ustream, or I think it was Ustream. Yep. Okay. You remember then. Yeah.
Hey, Cora, when you used to stream, then what did you stream? Did you stream games or what?
No. So basically, I actually started getting into the whole video game stuff in middle school, or like basically any 20-year-old has nowadays. And so basically, I got exposed to YouTube videos of these guys doing the VR stuff and all that stuff. It was freshman year. I started streaming on Twitch. I started doing the VR stuff, and so then over time, I started getting involved. Got very, very interconnected with the community. Built relationships with a lot of the bigger VR guys on there that do the YouTube content. Now, keep in mind, it's a big niche, kind of like sports cards is. The whole VR scene, it's very niche, and there's a lot of mental health problems there. A lot of the people that get on there, understandably so, because the whole thing is you're not in your own reality or like whatever. Like it's big mental health like haven. It really is. And just like over time, it was good. It was decent income through a high school. Got decent on there, then just started to wither away. Went to college. Still in college, but the thing is, went to college for sports. Switched colleges and been working and focusing on card stuff and hanging out with my fiance. So no.
Women always got to get in the way of fun.
It do be like that, but life stuff matters. And the thing is, it's definitely a fun time. It's very, very, very interesting, the connections I have. Like, I have literally no clue if the amount of connections I have, how many subscribers that would be added up. God.
Did you get primes when you were on Twitch?
Yeah, I used to because the thing is, I started streaming before the Prime was a common occurrence. Twitch was basically first like rolled out, but the thing is, nobody really used it, and then over time, it became a big income because anybody that actually streams on Twitch, That's a majority of the primes that of the subs that you'll get is from Twitch Prime.
Yeah, because I think you only keep 50% of that off of Twitch Primes, if I remember right.
In general, it's 50%. For Prime,
unless they contract you, then you could work.
Yes,
your
exactly.
own deals. Yeah.
Which the main split for contracted people were 70 and 30. I know basically a lot of friends of mine that were big on Twitch, they had the 70-30 split, but the thing is they just bumped it down again. So everybody on Twitch has the 50-50 split now. Contractor or not. And so a lot of the Twitch people are now starting to leave again more into the YouTube scene.
Yeah, see, I just never got a Twitch.
It's definitely it's a hard platform to grow. You basically need to grow like a platform, YouTube, Instagram, something, and then bring it over. It's the only way to grow on Twitch, because the discoverability on there is shit.
Yeah, it's hard. You gotta get people. What was it, to cheer or? They can
No. It's just the website setup on there. It's really, really bad because the thing is, Twitch is soared by the most viewers top down. So the thing is, the people with basically all the viewers would get even more viewers, and the people with no viewers would get no more viewers. You basically have to dig down, scroll to be able to have people go and watch your stuff. If you were trying to build on that platform. So it's a hard platform to grow on unless you get like a dedicated audience, which VR you get that. But it takes that, and then basically past that, you need to expand it quickly for it to actually be any sort of decent revenue.
Yeah, that I know they always said Twitch was one of the hardest things. That's why they would do those subathons.
Yep.
And you had to do some crazy stuff on them subathons.
I've done some myself. It's like that. Sometimes you gotta really, really get creative to where people actually view your stuff. Because the thing is, on Twitch, again, the biggest thing isn't even subs, it's viewership. On then getting subs out of the viewership, and then of course drawing money as first in subs to where it feels worth it. Because the thing is, kind of like a service. Personally, I'm not gonna pay for market movers because the money's not worth it. In the same way of a Twitch sub, you basically entertain me. If the money's worth it for me, then I'll pay you.
Yeah, because I remember Ludwig did like 30 days on there to pass Ninja, and he showed a breakdown of what he made. I think it was like $4 million for the month, but after he paid his mods and did the donation thing and taxes, it wasn't a whole lot of money. That he made. It was still good money, don't get me wrong, but for 30 days, he was sleeping. He'd had people come in of his little gang and stuff. I remember that one there, because that was all it was talked about on Twitter for, God, it was almost like 2 or 3 weeks straight to this guy still. I'm like, who is this dude on Twitch they're all talking about? The only reason I had a Twitch account at the time frame was because I forget what he was going by before with the other girl. He was under a breaker, but he's top notch Phoenix breaks now. He would go on Twitch, and he never did YouTube. It was always Twitch and Breakers TV, and Breakers TV would go down. You'd have to go over on Twitch. And that's the only reason I had it, knew what Twitch even was at the time.
Yeah. And the thing is, I will say with the Twitch scene, with basically Ludwig specifically, keep in mind though, he got long-term gains. Now, yes, short-term money-wise, it was definitely not as much as you would think for how much effort and how big he was even at that time. But he's grown significantly more since that subathon happened because of the subathon. He was known as a guy that basically broke XQCs and all of their like monthly records and stuff, and so basically brought a lot of popularity to his stuff, and like long-term wise they'll do a lot more than even that income wise than it was just a short term for that 1 month. But yeah, Twitch is a weird platform, and that's the thing is I love YouTube a lot more. Now keep in mind, streaming on YouTube, it's dog shit, because trying to find when it streams live, you basically have to post on Twitter. You got to post a bunch of other places to see, or have a schedule like this. Otherwise, nobody can see your shit. Nobody knows when you're live or when you're not live.
No, you have to post when you're live and have the viewers and stuff. at the same time frame with YouTube, it all goes off of your chat, how much your chat's revolving, along with how many
Mhm.
people are viewing you, how
Oh,
much
yeah.
they're going to push it out. So, like, if I sat there and I was like, hey, everybody guess the number between 1 and 1 million, whoever finally guesses it gets like this card here, we would be rolling with people in here all night long
Oh,
until
yeah.
somebody guessed the number between 1 and 1 million.
Which, funny thing is, I was basically researching for a bit with basically other card friends and stuff, and actually that was a big reason why Break, as far as backyard, actually grew a ton, is because their quote unquote giveaways that they do. They do such a some significant amount compared to like time streamed and stuff. Not compared to boxes broken, because the thing is they rolled out their box breaks like quick and like well, but the thing is, on top of that, they started doing the whole giveaway stuff, and so slowly more dedicated people, and they're like, okay, it's a backyard break stream, so they're like, oh my god, there's gotta be a giveaway, so I need to be there and boost the viewership, and based on Whatnot, again, kind of like Twitch. Now keep my Whatnot. Imagine if if Whatnot was like 10 times bigger, it would have been so much harder to get discovered. It's basically top. It's basically top viewership down. So backyard's got to gain more and more viewership the more people are like in there, because they're like, oh, this is a good breaker then. If everybody's here, then there's a reason for that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like with the card community, I mean, if we were just doing like some other general niche out there, we'd have a ton more people in for streaming this long. With cards, it's just harder. I mean, if I titled this like, I don't know, the death of eBay, everybody would come in. It has like an eBay thing, wanting to come in and check it out.
Yeah. The thing is, I will say too, I think too, it's hard for card content creators. The thing is, I watch card videos all the time. So the thing is, I might not be the norm here of my thought process, but the thing is, there's a limited amount of ways that you can spin cards to make it entertaining. Yes, pulling a big pull is awesome. Doing a flip, cool, or whatever. But the thing is, compared to like gaming, compared to commentary, there's so much other stuff that so expansive that you can do a lot more with than buying and selling or talking about cards.
You would have to do something crazy. And this is like what I was talking about on Discord. If you incorporated cards into a small market, into something bigger, you could do it. So if I did like, I just sold a card for $200,000 and I'm using the money to give to homeless people, you would reach a bigger brand just for that video. At the same time frame, if I did a stupid video like, oh, I'm traveling from Kentucky or I'll fly to California, and the only way I can get across country is by moving these 20 cards to get to Mr. Beast. At the end, I'm giving Mr. Beast this, like, I don't know, 101 Elon Musk autograph card, his idol. You would get so many viewers on stuff like that. It wouldn't be funny.
It's crazy. There's a big comparison with the VR scene that basically I've seen. Again, it's a big niche market. It deals with a lot of mental health, and it's a niche market. But the thing is, YouTubers have so many subscribers on there because the thing is, two things. They basically split up into quote unquote funny moment stuff, where basically it's relatable. No matter who watches it, they can relate, and it's funny, so people will watch it. Or two, they connect to basically other topics, other games, other things, to where it applies to a bigger net.
Yeah, and that's why I was telling you, like, in order to get yourself from the card world into a bigger thing, like Pokemon is actually bigger than sports cards. If you really
10 times over.
Okay. So if you take cards, is you want to be like a full-time YouTuber and stuff like that there, you could transfer the card world into the bigger YouTube world, but you're going to have to do stuff that appeals to the bigger world.
Exactly.
So like I said, like, I just sold my Luca NT rookie auto for 60,000. I'm going to go give homeless dudes money out, and you word it all right. You do the short on it, to link it to your main video, yeah, you'd get a whole ton of views on it because people be like interested, like this dude just gave money. Plus, you're probably going to get some local and maybe even state, press onto it too.
Yeah. And the thing is on top of that basically I've seen the biggest sports card people, like video wise, aren't even sports card people. There are people that do basketball content, or there are people that do etc. But the thing is, they do cards on the side, and they have like a dedicated like sports card opening channel where basically they just open sports cards for like fun. And that's where basically I've seen the biggest engagement when it comes to stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when Jake Paul has, basically when Logan Paul bought that $5 million like Pokemon card, it brought a lot more publicity and made a lot of his viewers convert into the thing. And the thing is, on top of that, even Pokemon itself, man, there's so many huge Pokemon guys that just open boxes, like Leonard, millions of subscribers and stuff. And what's the biggest dedicated sports card like opening guy on YouTube? I can't name you one. I can't name you one that even has 200K, if not anything near that. I can't name you that because there's nobody like that here on YouTube.
Pac-Man?
Well, there you go. Okay, actually, yeah. But the thing is, Pac-Man has about 200K. So it kind of goes around the norm. He has about 230K, if I remember right. And he's probably the biggest guy that I think we could think of, which I could be wrong. Call me out if I am. But
I'll call you out.
All right. About $0 your Pokemon that
I don't know Pokemon for shit, so don't quote me on Pokemon shit.
I feel you on that.
Nothing.
So yeah, let me see Pac-Man's channel here. I know he has over 200K if I remember right. Yep, he has 212K. Yep, so yeah, it is right under 250. Yeah, 212K. Which, if we compare it to now, there's like 4 Pokemon channels that are by this, but Leonard, he's one I know. What is he at? Leonard, he's at God, I don't want to watch a video on his fucking channel. 1.76 million subscribers. That's just one of probably 3 or 4 guys I could think of. So definitely a market that basically you can like tap into and basically expand. I mean, Pokemon was not big for a while, then over time it expanded. Now, keep in mind, sports cards history, of course, is much longer, much more vast, but in the same sense, Jab's over 100K. Yeah, true. Yeah, Jad's family is over 100. Yeah. Other nights. After Hitman pulled his monster. Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy. Man, both Cade 101s like right there just getting pulled into succession. That was crazy. Man. But yeah, I mean it's just the biggest sports card channels compared to the biggest to the biggest Pokemon channels isn't even a comparison. It's really done. Real Breaking Nate over 1 million. I do not know who that is. You guys watched? Yes, definitely do. Great guy.
I catch it every now and then when it pops in my feed for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go out of my way to watch a whole lot of videos. A lot of times I just see whatever's in the recommended section and turn it on when I'm working.
Real Breaking Nate. I've seen his flip stuff and stuff. He went to the Midwest Monster. Actually, funny thing, he went to the Midwest Monster trying to buy Pokemon cards, and he has 1.2 million subscribers. The funny thing is, he was definitely the most clouded person there, but nobody fucking knew who he was there because again, nobody has Pokemon like that.
Oh, this guy with the girl. There's 2 of them. The girl goes along with him, right? Yep, I've seen him up there, and I had no idea who the dude was.
Yep, he has 1.2 million subscribers, and the thing is, like, they were just there. They're like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here. Because the thing is, like, all the sports card people, like Mojo, they're near the entrance was getting like a ton of love and all that stuff. While while like the biggest cloud guy with like 1.2 million subs will just walk around, nobody noticed him.
Well, here's the thing is because I can look at his stats online. He gets 8.78 million views a month.
Woo!
That's around 50,000 a month.
That's it.
Plus or minus easily 10,000, probably more towards the plus side because I'm just taking 9 million. So you take 9,000 times $6 average RPM being,
Yeah,
but then he makes more than that. I can tell you
yeah,
that.
keep in mind his content, how it is. It's PG friendly. There'd be no reason he wouldn't have a high CPN for the content that he's making. So,
yeah, a lot of guys are trying to expand and figure it all out there.
oh yeah,
I'll tell you, it takes time. You got to have video editing skills to make things interesting and stuff. I mean, it's definitely going to be a big turn for this channel next year.
oh yeah.
It's all going to start really this Saturday as a pre thing of me trying to figure out some stuff at the Louisville show set up at when I'm going to run that challenge and just to see how many people pay attention.
You know, it's crazy. The thing is, like when it comes to the content creation stuff, it really takes talent, not in the sense of like video creation sometimes, because the thing is you have other people do that for you, but video ideas is the biggest thing that basically drives it. Like, can you basically expand yourself beyond that small bubble? If you're doing VR content, if you're doing sports cards, if you're doing etc., etc. Can you basically expand yourselves to where it basically applies over a larger demographic? It's basically easy applicable, and it's a nice viewing experience, and where people actually enjoy watching it.
Yeah, that's the hardest part because if you like, I know that guy you were talking about, that Pokemon guy, Nate. He does a lot where they go into Target and Walmarts and they try to build their sets and all that stuff. But he's been around for a while too. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like Pac-Man, he just exploded out of nowhere. Jabs, there's a long story, and I don't know how truthful it is with the Jabs piece, but when he was a teacher in school, and this is just word of mouth because I am from the area where he lives at now, and he used to be I don't know, he might still be a school teacher, but when he was doing a lot of this stuff, he was having his kids come on live with him from his classes for extra credit. I don't know if it's true or not. Don't get me wrong. If he did, that's how he ended up breaking part of the YouTube algorithm with it all too. Initially to get that initial push, and once you get that push, as long as you maintain your videos, you're good.
You know, the thing is too, compared to gaming content and basically all that stuff, because the thing is gaming content, all that type of stuff tends to be more raunchy. You get a lower CPM compared to most other stuff. Sports cards, if you're like Mojo Sports, if you're like that, you probably have an insane CPM, because the thing is keep it PG friendly, all that stuff. He probably has a insane CPM per like views and all that stuff. It's so the thing is like too, even though you're not hitting as many viewers or subs, all this stuff, you're still probably hitting a decent amount of money, even compared to these massive gaming channels and stuff.
Well, it all depends on how long you retain people too, and how many ads are being put on there.
Yep.
So it also depends on what ads they're putting on there. Because I can tell you once a month on YouTube, I'll get some stupid RPM and CPM. So the overall thing will be like $60 per 1,000 views. And I'm like, what the heck a day is this? I don't know what ads they're putting on that day. And it varies. It's either very early in a month or very late in a month. They'll do it one time.
Yep.
And that day there, if you say I get like 1,500 views that day, I'm like, woohoo, you know. If not, I get like my normal 500 views off for a day. I'm like, damn it, that was the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, the thing is actually interesting. Also, if you try to basically anybody can basically go in and basically try to quote unquote set up like a YouTube ad, but the thing is they do it monthly. And so the thing is, they'll basically either either do it in the front end or the back end. So that it makes sense. I mean, it basically matches up exactly how their ad system is basically set up. Because the thing is, you basically pay for the viewership per month spread, if I'm remembering right. And so basically, you'll pay basically a amount for it to be spread up like throughout the month. If you want a ton of people viewing it like this, like this number and stuff, you can pay for that certain amount for it to basically hit that throughout the month, if I'm remembering right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So yeah,
You know,
with
like
all
right
the
now,
with all
like
the
right now, I'm
content.
playing Call of Duty. I don't stream.
Yeah, the whole YouTube thing, it's definitely different. I will say that. It just
Mhm.
depends on how much you really want it and gotta do it. And I mean, you could have videos that hit on here like 10, 20,000 views onto it, and next year you're
Mhm.
dry, 100, 150, 200 views for next month.
And and the thing is, I will say,
Damn you.
so for people like Mr. Beast or so, they start off basically comparing notes, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work for their genre. And I feel like if there's like a group of like the good sports card like people, basically if you basically compare notes, talk about what works, what doesn't work, and basically grow it. Because the thing is, if we're having insane sales on cards and saying this and saying that, there's definitely a viewer base there that can be acquired. It's just the thing is, we need to grow it in a sense to where basically it's like entertaining, connecting, and it's basically innovative to where people will actually watch it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, if you really listen to Mr. Beast talk about how he started and went through it all, he had to wait till he hit a certain point in revenue before he started having other people do his videos. I'm not
Yep.
talking about, well, even recording, but also doing the editing onto it because it's time consuming.
Yep.
But it's hard to get to that point to really be able to do that because, I mean, you could find a decent video editor to do like, a day's worth, probably for $600 for one video. But when you do that for $600, you're gonna really hope you're hitting like 100,000 views just to break even, roughly.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a balance stuff, and with it, I think it basically content creators on YouTube, good, additive ones that basically add to the hobby. Basically, if there's a group that basically compares notes, talks about how it grows, what works, what doesn't work, innovative ideas and stuff like that, it can definitely grow a lot more.
See,
Everything
that's the
works.
idea with the Discord piece that I want to do is be able to go on maybe once a month. Do just have everybody, hey, we're going to go Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, whatever works for everybody, just to talk
Yeah.
about it, or just general questions, because there's a lot of different editing software out there. To, hey, I'm using a GoPro, what kind of camera are you using, blah 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 blah, and stuff like that. There, the people that actually want to put effort into it and try to grow, somebody might do very well on that stuff and be able to leave their job and just do full-time YouTube. Or maybe they're at home and, their spouse or something is the one that's working while they're taking care of the kids, and they can, do all the editing for somebody that's doing the channel.
Yeah. Totally get you on that one. I remember when basically I was basically editing up full on my basically old gaming videos. I mean, it's time consuming. It's hard, but the thing is, if you really have passion for it and stuff, you'll make it. You'll learn, and you'll evolve with it. It'll get quicker and quicker over time as you basically learn and know and know basically you're like editing style, all that type of stuff, and it'll grow.
See, that's the whole thing of the Discord. I'd like to have people come in there and be able to critique each other's video and not have, a sore butt over being critiqued.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey man, if you cut these chunks out, yes, you're going to take it from 12 minutes to 8 minutes or 7 minutes, but it would make it flow a lot quicker, get the message across, video retention be better, yada, 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 yada. And I'm just
Some
hoping that
Mhm.
eventually, it turns into something like that. Plus, you can be like, hey, I'm going live tonight. Here's my stuff. If anybody wants to join in and come in and talk.
Exactly.
And I think that there would help a lot of different people with card community on YouTube overall.
Yeah. Sometimes sometimes with it, less is more, especially with the with the YouTube video stuff. It really is, because the thing is, you gotta think, what do your viewers want to see? What do they actually want to be involved with? What do you think that they would actually be passionate about and actually enjoy, instead of like, oh, this is crap, do I really want to watch do this? I'm just gonna leave the video, or I'm not gonna subscribe, because the thing is, why do I watch 3 minutes of them negotiating and them calling each other asshole? If it's a card show video, why would I watch that? There's no point for me as a outside viewer that's not personally invested in this to watch it. There's no point. Unless it's drama, which brings in views, but that's a whole different bag of worms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know someone who's all about the drama. That's all he talks about is drama.
Yeah, that's why I figured, like I was telling you, that the little challenge thing at the card show will be interesting. And I think it'll help both like dealers at the show and stuff like that there. And it brings some type of different content, because what I want to do eventually is be able to go to a card show and be like, hey, I'm going to be a buyer, and be like, hey, if you find me, show me you're subscribed to the channel. I'll give you a hobby pack of select football or something like that.
Yeah.
To the first 20 people that find me, or how many packs are ever in the box type deal. Because I think it brings something fun, and then people finding you and being like, hey, you're giving away something. But it's just something different overall.
Oh, yeah.
And I just don't want to. And the thing is, I want to just be able to put a YouTube short out like the day before, saying like Louisville, or no, we'll say Salem Card Show. Find me, with the little screen stuff or writing on it. Find me at the first, 10 people find me and show me they're subscribed, get a pack of this or whatever it may be. I just think it'd be something different and fun to do offhand, and see where it goes with it. I mean, it could be a total bust.
Also, the thing is, I've seen from the YouTube short stuff, that actually brings in subscribers a lot, from basically what basically I've seen from the gaming community and stuff. A lot of people will basically make funny or basically engaging like small form content there, where it's like a funny interaction with like a kid or something at a show or something, and basically brings in people. All right, see you
Later, guys.
All right, see you. So yeah, I mean,
but what I was thinking, what I've been doing is going back through my old break videos, and I'm trying to do some YouTube shorts with it and then pop those off, just old breaks of pulling stuff. But it's painful because those breaks belong to another computer. So what I'm doing is going on YouTube, having to download the video once I find one, and then trying to cut it down to where it's decent onto it. But I've seen where the YouTube shorts, but it's hard for the card community on. I mean, if you get like 1,200 if you get 2,000 views on a short, you're doing well.
Yeah, and the thing is, again, with the card stuff, how many times can you turn cards into something exciting? It's a sports card. It's not like funny moments on like other stuff. It's not like gaming stuff to where basically there's different ways to do everything, or like etc. It's sports cards. So I mean, it's a whole thing where basically you got to figure out what connects, what doesn't connect, and what makes people engage. Which I think, as of late, that's why the sports card show stuff has been doing so well as for video wise, because the thing is, it connects more instead of like doing like an NT break, which does well, because the thing is, everybody wants to see like how is NT this year? Did you pull like a monster card type stuff? But the thing is, like at shows, I can go down to a show, as a viewer, that's something that I do, weekly, You know, and it's very very connecting in that type of way. And basically on top of that, I can meet my content creator at a show.
Hmm.
You know, it's I think the future definitely might be through the shows, but the thing is make it more basically engaging and not just specifically about flipping stuff. Now, some people will do that, and that's a great thing. Like whatever, you do your thing, but in the same way, make it connecting, make it fun, make it engaging, and make it like some type of challenge stuff like at the show. Like maybe like the trade up challenge stuff did well for like a while. Those were pulling in views if you saw those.
Yeah, I seen that. I start with a dollar card and I walk away with a $200 card. I mean, a lot of people were doing it just to help young kids out because I've seen a lot of the young kids try and do that shows now because they think that they can make money off it, and they're not even doing videos.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like, nah, dude, no, I'm not trading you a $50 card for your 20.
Oh yeah, no. And it's definitely not about like the whole thing of like, hey, I'm making a video. You do this for me, I'll give you clout. That's stupid as hell. That's definitely not what I'm saying with that. But basically, I'm saying like fun, small challenge stuff where basically you're fair to people and stuff, and not shitty to people. Like, hey, listen, I have viewership. Give me that card for that price because I am me. That's goddamn stupid. Money is money. It does not matter who the hell you are. I don't give a shit if you're a content creator. I don't give a shit because I know what my card's worth, and I don't know what's your point. I'm gonna treat you like any other person. So,
Yeah. That's why I figured I'm only going to do setups at the Derby City show, and then I'll do a setup over in Indiana at the or American Legion. Those are my only shows next year I'll set up at. Minus that, I may set up at like the Monster in June. I just got to figure logistics out if it's going to actually be worth it because I don't think I want to go in there knowing that I got to pay for hotel, gas, food, and table, and already being a whole like $800 to sell just to be there.
Yeah, it's probably like a 1 day quick trip type thing if you're gonna be there and all to make it even worth it.
Well, if I have to set up for 2 days, I mean, realistically, I could play the game of just driving up there on a Friday, getting done, then go check in a hotel that night and cut my costs down to make $500. But still, my whole thing is I got to sell $500 just to break even to sell at the show when I could do that elsewhere and not have to pay it.
Yeah.
So I'll have to see how it goes between now and then. I'll probably let them know March or April if I'm going to end up doing it.
Which Legion show are you trying to do? Because there's the one in Fishers and then there's one Mayfield
show. Newburgh.
Oh, Newburgh. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I saw him post something about his American Legion show being canceled out because of some kind of flag ceremony or something.
Yeah.
It's different for sure.
Yeah, to say the least. I got probably get going here.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I'm gonna get off here. Just because I gotta get some stuff done and be up early, go turkey hunting because not real turkey hunting, but go find turkey for Thanksgiving because they say there's a shortage. And
oh yeah,
for the last 2 weeks, I couldn't find turkey that was under 20 pounds, or if I did, it was some kind of weird grass-fed, massaged, oiled turkey for 50.
Oh yeah, I get you. All right, take care, y'all. Though.
All right, guys, we're out. Appreciate it tonight. John, thank you. I'll take a look at that stuff about the logistics for data. I've been trying to learn that stuff a good bit. But other than that, guys, I am out for the night. I will not be live next Friday. I got a show in Louisville Saturday I'm set up on, but the rest of the Fridays on out, we'll be live. All right. Take care, everybody. See y'all later.